Only 1 in 5 people with disabilities, including those with autism, are employed. Why? Outdated stigmas and beliefs. So, let us make it easy. This is a job for someone with autism. So is this. That job, also perfect. Introducing WIN by Autism Speaks. We help businesses lead the way in inclusive hiring. Yes, these are all jobs for someone with autism. To learn more, go to autismspeaks.org/win.
That gentleman is Alfredo Ortiz, also known as El Zurdo, pitched for the Diablos against the Yankees when they came in 1968. Jeff Nelson, full windup and a beautiful pitch.
Yeah, back in 1968, the mound was only 50 feet, so that's why he threw from the front of the mound. And it looked like a little slider. Or was that gravity?
You know what? I'm going to go slider. Right. I said once he went full windup, and by the way, looking good for 80 years old. He pitched in the second game of that series as the Diablos took on the Yankees and did not have a good afternoon. Mickey Mantle went deep in that game. And you take a look at, he's chatting with some of the dignitaries there. The owner of the Diablos, Omar Minaya, is there for the Yankees. This is the Yankees lineup for tonight's ball game. Starts with shortstop Anthony Volpe. Giancarlo Stanton will DH. Oswaldo Cabrera is in left field tonight. Oscar Gonzalez at right. Jose Trevino doing the catching. J.C. Escarra at first base. Kevin Smith at second. Jordan Groshans at third. And Nelson Medina is in center field and rounds out the Yankees order. So again, this is a stadium that seats a little over 20,000, opened in 2019 with the idea that major league teams, they could lure them to come down and play. Last year, Nelly, the Padres and Giants played there. This year, an exhibition with the Yankees as they try and make Major League Baseball kind of build that footprint in Mexico and Mexico City.
The fans turn out. The Latin American fans everywhere, whether it's Puerto Rico, Mexico, Venezuela, Dominican, they just absolutely love their baseball. They support it so well. They're very passionate. They get into the game. Maybe the mariachi bands, we might hear them there in Mexico. Last year, I'm a little surprised that it was only one home run yesterday in the Mexican Yankee game, and that was Robinson Cano when the Padres and Giants were there. The ball was like, the field was like a launching pad. It was 12, 15 home runs in one of these games.
It was. We brought this up yesterday. While everybody knows Coors Field is 5,200 feet above sea level, that's why it's mile high. This is 7,300 feet plus above sea level. So the ball does fly out. Major League Baseball did use the humidor for the baseballs to control things a little bit. But we could see some fireworks here as Ronnie Williams gets set to go with the first pitch to Anthony Volpe. And we're underway. And that is a pitch way outside ball one.
Well, we'll see about the Yankees to see if they do the speed-up rules. This is the last game of spring training before they fly out to Houston.
So, again, we mentioned the split. They played by day in Tampa against the Mets. Some of that team heading to Houston. They jumped on the charter, and then this team will head from Mexico City to Houston. At least some of these players will. Anthony Volpe certainly will, and the question is, could we potentially see him in the leadoff spot with DJ LeMahieu beginning the season on the injured list? Listen, Aaron Boone has some options. Verdugo, Gleyber Torres, and Anthony Volpe.
I think he's going to see some time at the leadoff slot, whether it's in the beginning of the year or some point during the season. I think he profiles as a leadoff guy, especially with his speed.
Now, while he went outside the zone there, what we've seen from him so far in spring is he reworked his swing a little bit, but we've seen that strike zone tighten up for him a little bit as well.
Well, in the beginning of the year, the last year, you watched that front hip, and he was pulling off the ball, and he really had a hard time with the pitch outside.
Williams tries to go there again and misses 3-2.
And then after the chicken parm incident, he started putting it together and staying on the baseball. The hip stayed closed. He was still vulnerable a little bit on the outside part, but not as much as he was in the first half. And he's taken that into spring training this year to try to stay on the ball a little bit longer.
And an off-speed pitch from Williams and a 3-2 swing and a miss for out number one.
Well, the one thing you're going to see, and I just did the Caribbean Series in Miami in February, and a lot of even American players like Williams, he's got a nasty slider. You see a lot of off speed. You don't see the overpowering fastballs. You're not going to see the 95 plus. Look at that slider down and away from Volpe. It was pretty nasty. So a lot of off speed, and especially when you're navigating through the first 3 or 4 guys with the Yankees, with Volpe, Stanton, Cabrera, and then Gonzalez.
Giancarlo Stanton has had a good spring. We thought maybe we'd see him take advantage of the high altitude yesterday. That did not happen. Did he get it here? Center field, to the track, to the wall, and caught at the wall. Nice play by Julian Ornelas for out number 2. So Stanton almost getting that one out of the park off Williams.
Almost a carbon copy of last night with Volpe sending it to the wall. I thought that might have had a chance to get out, and Stanton gave it a ride. Ornelas plays a really good outfield, pretty much a lifetime Mexican League player. He knows this stadium well as he backtracks on this fastball hit by Stanton. You watch, he looks at the wall a few times, and he knows exactly where that wall is. He leaps, makes a great catch.
And that's been a good sign for Stanton this spring, being able to square up the fastball, right?
Exactly. And, you know, here you're not going to see a whole lot of velocity. You're going to see velocity in the big leagues. And once he goes to Houston, you're going to have to show that you're going to be able to catch up with that fastball up. And that was where his problem was last year. You could get it by him very easily.
Here's Oswaldo Cabrera. Looks at a pitch on the inside part of the plate. It is a strike. Even to count at 1-1. You find it interesting at all? He's getting the start in left tonight, knowing he might start opening day at third base?
Yeah, a little surprised. I mean, you want him to try to get as comfortable as possible over at third, especially with LeMahieu, who's going to start the season on the IL. And, you know, the rumor right now, I mean, the season's still a couple days away, that he's going to be your starting third baseman.
2-1 pitch. And Cabrera, chopper. He has, like Volpe, kind of made some swing changes from the second half of last season, or maybe late last season, into this season. It seems to have paid off for him. He got a little hot streak lately coming into this series.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do. You want to build some positive thoughts. You want to build some good at-bats going into the regular season. He really struggled mightily in the beginning of spring training, hitting a little over a buck, and all of a sudden he's starting to swing a hot bat. And that's what you want to do. You want to put together some really good at-bats. You know, this is a really good backdoor slider here from Williams, and maybe down, if anything, but he wants to carry that into the season, and that's what Aaron Boone likes to see, especially if he's going to get regular playing time at third.
3-2 pitch, and after that pitch that he thought was a strike, he misses, so a 2-out walk to Oswaldo Cabrera. It's going to bring the cleanup hitter Oscar Gonzalez, who had a nice afternoon yesterday. 3 base hits. Looked very good at the plate, very comfortable. Yankees yesterday in a 4-3 loss to the Diablos. Nelly did a good job getting guys on. They just had a hard time until the 9th inning pushing them across. First pitch swinging into left for a base hit. So the Yankees in business here. Runners at first and second, 2 away.
Well, this lineup's going to have to approach pretty much every single pitcher that comes out for Mexico. You're going to see a lot of off-speed, a lot of breaking balls early, a lot of get-me-over sliders. This was a get-me-over slider from Williams, and actually looked like a changeup that was supposed to be down and away that he left up, and Gonzalez did a real nice job hitting it into left field. And Gonzalez, really surprised that Cleveland gave up on him. His first year in the big leagues, had a terrific year. Last year did struggle, 25 years old, and gave up on him.
Jose Trevino had a couple hits in yesterday's game. Of Mexican heritage, so this trip was very important to him, and he's got a chance to get the Yankees on the board early. Runners at first and second, 2 away.
I missed what he said, his interview about going back to Mexico. He'd be pretty excited.
There's no doubt about it. Both we saw Jonathan Loaisiga, who his mom got to see him pitch for the first time yesterday. Victor Gonzalez is a Mexican-born native from the western part of Mexico. He had about 15 family members there to see him pitch yesterday. As the break for third, and Cabrera's in there with a stolen base. So Cabrera and the Yankees getting aggressive on the base paths.
Well, with 2 outs, you got to make sure that you get a big jump off a second. You don't want to make that third out at third, and we're going to see the replay right here. And yeah, he's safe, but you have to make sure you're already in scoring position. Maybe during the season you might not push the envelope like this.
Gonzalez remained at first base, so first and third, 2 away. And that pitch in there for a strike, 2-1. Williams missing away, and maybe part of the thought process that Cabrera thinking Williams has been a little erratic with some of the pitches away from right-handers. Maybe runs into a wild pitch, and he's able to score.
Yeah, after a couple throws, he wasn't really paying attention to Cabrera. He was concentrating on trying to get that third out. You can catch a pitcher by surprise. Luckily, Cabrera was able to get in there with that stolen base.
3-1 pitch to Trevino, and he thought that was ball 4, but it caught the outside corner, so moves the count to 3-2. First and third, 2 away, top of the first. Yanks try to push a run across. Trevino, base knock, right field. That will score Cabrera from third base to get the Yankees on the board. 1-0. And Trevino, a big 2-out hit, and Oscar Gonzalez racing around from first base to score. So Trevino, a big 2-out, 2 RBI, base hit, and the Yankees lead it 2-0.
Well, Gonzalez got a heck of a jump off of first base. So, yeah, it was 2 outs. And it was 3-2, so you're running on this pitch. It was a fastball up and away. You watch Gonzalez, you see them right there on the move with that pitch. Cabrera scores easily. Gonzalez, good heads-up base running.
Yankees teammates doing their job, telling him get down, get that slide down, and he did. And he's in there, and the Yankees lead it 2-0. Trevino on second, and now J.C. Escarra, who's playing first base today, is the batter. Got into yesterday's game as a replacement later in the game. So he'll have played in both games of this exhibition series. Yankees up 2-0. Trevino at second, and Escarra looks at a pitch inside, 1-1.
With Trevino with that double in the high altitude, you wonder if you get a oxygen break. Little, hey, can I get some oxygen real quick so I can recover?
We haven't seen the cutaways of the bunch, but you got to think it's got to be close by, right? Ronnie Williams about to deliver his 24th pitch, and that one will miss, 2-1. Williams, by the way, has some pro ball experience in the United States, drafted by the Cardinals in 2014, pitched in the minors for the Cards and Giants, and had a little bit of success over in Korean baseball before signing with the Diablos last May. Escarra fouling that one away, 2-2.
And every single one of these guys, you know, in the Mexican Summer League, and, you know, you look at the Caribbean World Series in the Winter Leagues, I mean, they absolutely love baseball. And they'll do, if they're not going to be in the big leagues or in the minor leagues or with an affiliated team, they just want to play. And wherever they can get a job, I mean, there's lifelong Mexican League players that never really had a shot at the big league level or even a minor league level that put up great numbers. And, you know, I was talking to a couple of them during the Caribbean Series, and they're like, you know, I'm around my family, I'm getting paid well. If I don't get a chance in the big leagues, I'm staying here.
And by the way, John Flaherty and I were talking about this yesterday. If you play for the Diablos, they're essentially the Yankees of Mexico.
Right.
So some of these players have played for this team for many years and very well known, and certainly Mexico City and beyond. 3-2 pitch coming up to Escarra. And ball 4, so Williams really struggling. A lot of full counts. Couple walks this inning. And Briseño, the catcher, will go out to have a chat with him. Again, 27 pitches in a high altitude is certainly different than a lot of other ballparks.
He's used to it. You know, I think Williams has been in the Mexican League for a
good
while
point.
now.
It's been there over a year, yep. I mentioned this to Flash yesterday with all the signage on the uniforms, the jerseys, the pants. Does it remind you that you need to create a shopping list of some kind?
That or you're a NASCAR driver.
Yeah.
You know, they're hopping in their NASCAR after the game. You know, it's all over the place.
Let's take a look at the defense behind Williams. It's Flores in left, Ornelas in center, Perella in right. Around the infield, Arias, Gamboa, Sepulveda, and Ruiz. Robbie Cano DHing this game. He played second base yesterday and played it well. And then Jose Briseño is behind the plate. Here's Kevin Smith with runners at first and second and 2 away.
And with LeMahieu going on the IL, he wondered if Smith was going to be in line for one of those utility spots, and he just got sent out.
And a swing and a miss, 1-1. Now, there's one school of thought that the Yankees, between now and opening day, would they want to make a move or make a trade for a more veteran player, a backup infielder, somebody who can play multiple positions? That remains to be seen. But you know that Brian Cashman is always working the phones and trying to figure out what's best for this roster.
And you want a veteran guy in that utility slot. I mean, I'm sure Cabrera is going to be a big part of that when LeMahieu comes back because he can play multiple positions. You had a lot of opt-out dates for a lot of veterans around baseball and other clubs. They either had to be added to the roster or...
Kevin Smith, base hit up the middle. The runner will score. They'll try to cut the runner off at third, and thanks to that miscue, the runner will be able to get back to second, but safely, we should add. But another base hit, another run, and a 3-0 Yankees lead.
This is just a base hit up the middle and a nice at-bat was for Smith. And Ornelas, the center fielder, he just missed the cutoff man. Escada had a big turn. There's a fastball up. And you watch Ornelas, and he just have to hit the cutoff man. I know he wants to show off the arm. Trevino's going to score easily from second. And if you hit the cutoff man, then Escada is probably out right there.
Yep. Instead, Arias had to try and short hop that ball. Couldn't glove it. So Yanks still in business. First and second, 2 away. And Jordan Groshans up.
But the guys had opt-outs. They either had to be added to the roster or they either asked for their release or they accepted their assignment to AAA. And, with 2 days left to, for opening day here on Thursday, the rosters don't have to be set. I think, Wednesday at some point.
Right. AAA last year, Groshans, 6 homers, 60 runs batted in. He got some time late in yesterday's ball game as well. Yankees able to capitalize so far here in the top of the first with 3 runs as Groshans fouls that away, 1-2.
Little Happy Days music going.
Good stuff.
Yes.
We've not heard the horns yet, though. Nobody's broken out the horns. They were coming out early yesterday's ball game. 1-2 pitch. Williams misses 2-2. So they are making him work. There's no doubt about it. 8th batter of the inning for the Yankees. Williams missing away with a fastball, 3-2, another full count as he has thrown 36 pitches here in the first.
They get great crowds when they have something like this when a big league team comes in to play Mexico. What kind of crowds they get during the regular season? Do they get pretty good ones there in Mexico?
They pack it. This holds a little over 20,000, so obviously not a major league stadium in terms of what we know from the United States. But they sell out, and this series sold out in less than an hour. As Groshans draws a walk, and that'll load the bases. Williams with 37 pitches. And we'll see if they're going to make a pitching change here or just have a conversation. But he has struggled. They will make a pitching change. So Ronnie Williams struggling against the Yankees, faced 8 batters. They lead it 3-0. We'll step aside for a moment. See you back here in a moment.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Now, get 1.9% APR for 72 months on Ford F-150, only at your local Ford store.
It's a thing of beauty.
Deliveries happen.
Hello? We didn't order that.
You sure you don't want to take it for a bounce?
We're good.
Keys.
Frazzle happens.
Hey, did you check your jacket? You're my hero.
Close calls happen.
What? Not today.
All good?
All good.
Set the alarm.
This happens.
Exit delay started.
That happens.
Socks. No.
Bottom of the ninth. Charlie's up to bat, and the pitch.
Oh, let's go!
Home happens. Be there with Ring. Learn more at ring.com.
Hey Google, take me to Lookout Point.
Okay, navigating to Lookout Point.
Current eligible non-GM lessees get this low-mileage lease on this 2024 Cadillac XT4 Luxury for around $399 per month. Visit your local Cadillac.
Good to have you back with us. Top of the first inning, Ronnie Williams struggling against Yankees hitters. They made him pay for 3 runs. He had a couple walks. And now Eric Leal takes over, a native of Venezuela, 28 years old. And you saw his numbers from last year. He comes in a jam, bases loaded with 2 away. And the number 9 hitter, Nelson Medina, coming to the plate.
Yeah, 56 strikeouts in 51 innings. Fastball slider. He throws a changeup.
Again, Yankees 3 hits so far in this game, 3 walks in this inning. And 2 away as Medina comes in. He's playing center field today. First pitch breaking ball in for a strike. And a swing and a miss, fastball up, strike 2. So Leal trying to make quick work and get the 3rd out in this inning and move along to let the Diablos come up against Luis Serna.
Yeah, good curveball, good fastball right there. He either comes inside with a fastball or he expands the zone right here with a breaking ball down and away.
That is the way they go, and he misses 1 and 2. Crowd trying to urge him on a 1-2 pitch, just a little up. Evens a count at 2 and 2. Chance for Medina to do some more damage. Bases loaded. 2 outs, 2-2 pitch. And gets that one up in the air. Shallow center field. Just behind the second base bag. Sepulveda will have it. And that will do it. But the Yanks push across 3. And they lead it 3-0 heading to the bottom of the first.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Now, get 1.9% APR for 72 months on Ford F-150, only at your local Ford store.
Greetings happen.
Hi, cutie.
The best night of the week happens.
We are having taco night.
Dance parties happen.
Hey.
Yeah, that's not good happens.
Hey, put that down.
Big moments happen.
I got him to UC Davis.
Home happens. Be there with Ring. Learn more at ring.com.
Bottom of the first in Mexico City. Let's take a look at the Diablos Rojos. Starting lineup, it begins with Carlos Sepulveda, followed by Robbie Cano DHing today. Jose Perella is out and right. Julian Ornelas is in center. Diosbel Arias is at third base. Ramon Flores in left. Rio Ruiz at first. Jose Briseño catches and bats eighth. And Juan Carlos Gamboa playing short and batting ninth. Here is the Yankees defense behind Luis Serna this afternoon. Oswaldo Cabrera, Nelson Medina, and Oscar Gonzalez in the outfield. Groshans, Volpe, Smith, and Escara around the infield with Trevino behind the plate. Trevino getting the start yesterday before being relieved. He gets the start again here this afternoon behind the plate. And he will catch a 19-year-old from San Luis Rio, Colorado, in Mexico. Mexican native, Luis Serna. And just rookie ball on his ledger, and that's it, Nelly.
Yeah, 5'11", 162 pounds. He's not very big out there, but how about the nerves that he has right now? Got spotted a 3-0 lead. Maybe it settled down just a little bit. You get that first out. Then you can start to breathe a little bit better.
Went first pitch fastball and fouled away by Sepulveda. Misses there 1-1.
You go from A ball all of a sudden pitching in a big league game in spring training at 19 years old. And by the way, it's going to be in your home country.
Sepulveda, chopper right side. Flip to first. One away.
There are your horns.
They're back.
There you go.
So it was funny yesterday because the horns blew at certain points of the game where we wondered, did it affect the pitcher or the hitter more?
Well, it sounded like a go.
I think it's a strategy. It's a horn strategy. Well, Robbie Cano had quite an afternoon yesterday against the Yankees. 3 for 4, a double, a home run, few runs batted in. And today in this game, DHing. First pitch fastball, lets it go, 1-0. 17 seasons in the majors, 335 home runs. He's now 41. And when asked in the wake of yesterday's game, is he trying to latch on with a major league team? He just said, look, I just love playing baseball, and this is a great place to keep playing it.
Yeah, I saw him play for the Dominican in the Caribbean series, and still he has that sweet swing and plays an excellent second base. He's so smooth out there, but you know, he had his chances when he was in the big leagues, when he came back, and you know, he's not an everyday player anymore. You know, some of the off the field, or actually on the field mishaps that he had will stick with him for forever now, and it's a shame because he was such a great player. Still has that sweet swing, and you know, I think his big league days are done.
And he essentially readily admits that, but wants to keep playing. And again, with the Diablos, it's a celebrated team with a lot of history dating back to the 1940s. So a lot of ex-major leaguers love to come down and play for the Diablos. It's one of the best teams in Mexico.
And it's tough to take that uniform off. You know, even at 41, you know, what Jamie Moyer played till his late 40s. You know, if you can still do it, you feel great. Health-wise, there's places that you can play, and Mexico is one of them. And Robbie Cano at 41, he feels that he can still do it and still have fun doing it. Might not be at the big league level, but more so in the Mexican Summer League.
He takes a timeout. By the way, one thing that Flash and I noticed yesterday, there is no pitch clock here, but these pitchers are now conditioned to get on the mound and throw. Serna, being 19 and pitching in rookie ball, would certainly know that, but they do a good job of getting on the mound, getting ready to go, and throwing the ball. 3-2 pitch coming up to Cano. Crowd comes to life. Oh, what a changeup right there. Pulls the string to get Robbie Cano. That was a heck of a pitch.
Outstanding pitch from Cerna, and he threw 3 changeups in that sequence to Cano, and every time he got behind, he went to that off speed. And for 19 years old to be able to go back and try to get back into the count instead of using your fastball, a lot of 19-year-olds say, okay, I just got to go dead red, and he pulls the string, a little Bugs Bunny. The circle change right down the middle. Cano was expecting a fastball. Outstanding pitch.
2 away. This is Jose Pirela. And a ground ball up the middle. 2-out base hit for Pirela. Let's get more on Luis Cerna again. A Mexican native, 19 years old. He'll be 20 in July. Signed with the Yankees in May of 2021. Had a shoulder injury that limited him some in 2023, but we saw that changeup considered the best in the Yankees organization.
Yeah, it's a good one, and it looks like he can throw that in any count. And he has a lot of confidence in that pitch. Fastball change. He does have a little breaking ball. Just the experience that he's going to get and throwing in this game and what he can take with him out of this outing.
He's already used that changeup to strike out Robinson Cano. 2 away with a man on first. And Julian Ornelas, who made this nice play in center field to rob a potential extra base hit from Giancarlo Stanton. Another great change right there to even the count at 1-1.
Yeah, behind 1-0, and instead of coming back with a fastball, a sinker away, he does throw that circle change.
Check on Pirela at first. Saw the numbers for Ornelas. Very good with the Diablos Rojos last year. A .352 hitter.
Yeah, 7 seasons in the Mexican League. Has never had an opportunity to play minor league ball.
And another change in. 1-2. Luis Cerna trying to get out of the bottom of the first here. And a swing and a miss. And he strikes out. 2 strikeouts in the inning and a single. And that's it. Diablos leave a runner. We head to the top of the second. Yanks up 3-0.
Deliveries happen.
Hello? We didn't order that.
Are you sure?
This happens.
Socks. No.
That happens.
Hey, get out of there!
Charlie's up to bat in the pinch.
Oh, let's go!
Home happens. Be there with Ring. Learn more at ring.com.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Now, get 1.9% APR for 72 months on Ford F-150, only at your local Ford store.
Hey Google, take me to Lookout Point.
Okay, navigating to Lookout Point.
Get this low-mileage lease on this 2024 Cadillac Lyriq all-wheel drive tech for around $569 per month.
Gracias. Thank you. What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Fans, the next time you see live Yankees baseball will be opening day this Thursday. Make sure you're locked into Yes as Aaron Judge and the Yankees kick off the regular season on the road against the Houston Astros. Don't miss the exciting debut of Juan Soto with complete pregame coverage beginning at 3 p.m. on Yes and the Yes app. Great to have you back with us. Bob Lorenz and Jeff Nelson with you. The Yankees scoring 3 in the top half of the first inning. They batted around. They had 9 batters sent to the plate, so back to the top. And Anthony Volpe in his second at bat. He struck out swinging in the first. And looks at strike one.
All with 2 outs. 2 quick outs from Williams, and the next thing you know, the wheels fell off.
Eric Leal finished up things in the first, and he's back out there here in the second. Breaking ball missing away, 2-1. Volpe, that high fastball swings through it, misses 2-2.
I would think Volpe, Stanton, probably 3 at-bats, and they're done.
And Leal misses away, 3-2. So a lot of deep counts for the Yankees hitters so far, and an inning plus of work. Looks at ball 4. Leal wanted that. Briseño, the catcher, has looked a little puzzled on a couple of those, but it's a leadoff walk here in the second.
Yeah, Leal tried to come back with that curveball, 3-2, and looked like it was up. Now you got to watch to see if Volpe, this is the last game of spring, will he try to run or will he shut it down and get ready for Thursday?
Maybe he's thinking what Stanton did in his first at bat. Let's see if he can just knock me in with a home run. Set it to the wall in center field. Took a leaping grab by Ornelas to bring it back down. And strike one call as Volpe gets back. Giancarlo Stanton lifting that one high in the air to shallow left field. And the shortstop, Gamboa there, one away. Just missed a home run in his first at bat. Looks like he just missed that in terms of getting under that one. Push that ball a little deeper into the outfield.
Yeah, that fastball was just a little high and got underneath it.
3-0 Yankees lead it, top of the second. By the way, some of the images that you're seeing might be different from what you see on Yes. Normally, this is a world feed. So we are taking in the world feed and just enjoying the ride along with them. As we've seen some very creative and interesting shots, as we just saw, of an umpire's feet, by the way.
Yeah, shoes, yeah.
Shoes. It's all about the shoes, and also some great crowd shots as well. As this is a lively crowd in Mexico City. We've seen that over the 2 days. Oswaldo Cabrera walked and scored in the first. Looks at a strike 0-2. That was an interesting take there. Looked like he was ready to go. Maybe willing to, wasn't the pitch he wanted, allow the count to go to a 2-strike count.
Yeah, it was a changeup. It was an 0-1 changeup right down the middle of the plate.
And Leal missing up 1-2.
And you'll notice if you're watching the Mexican team, the catcher, Briseño, he goes with traditional signs. They don't have the pitch com. There we take another look at the umpire's shoes. Is that the first baseman, Aaron Higgins. Shined up nicely.
1-2 pitch to Cabrera. And 2-2.
Actually, that was Matt Winter's shoes, the second base umpire.
I've heard that Winter shines his shoes a little better than Higgins. Have you heard that?
That's probably why they're showing it.
2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Volpe easily stealing second base, one away. Got a great jump there against Leal.
Well, Volpe got a breaking pitch to steal on. This is a pretty nasty one. A slider down and in on Cabrera. There you see that walking lead. Yankee fans have seen that a lot last year. We'll see it again. You don't see too many players steal a base like Anthony Volpe.
Oscar Gonzalez, chance to knock in a run. He did so yesterday. He singled in the first and scored the Yankees' second run.
Volpe's one of the few guys that he'll jump around on the first base bag, and that's how he gets his jump.
Gonzalez fouling that one away out to right and into the seats. Now, I find the little leap interesting because if you're a pitcher and you're a savvy guy with a good pickoff move, couldn't you catch a guy mid-jump? Or is that just timing-wise too difficult to do?
You could, and another thing that I've seen some teams do, they'll use their catcher as some eyes. They'll watch the runner down there, and they'll try to give a signal to the pitcher. A lot of pitchers don't like throwing over. You know, you work on it in spring training, and it's like once the season starts, okay, I put a guy on, whether it's a hit, I hit him, or a walk. I want to keep him close and try to, you know, maybe alter my moves or alter my windup to the plate, but I don't want to throw over. I don't have a lot of confidence in trying to get this guy out. They'll use the catcher. Sometimes the catcher will look down, and if he's hopping around like that, he'll drop his glove, and then the next thing you know, the pitcher will go over.
1-2 pitch to Oscar Gonzalez. And fouls that one away.
Played with Vince Coleman in Seattle in 1995, and just watching him, he was watching him on first. It's similar to Anthony Volpe. It seems like they know when the pitcher's going to throw over. I mean, he had an instinct that once he knew that they were going to throw over, he's already on the bag and they're throwing over, and then he got such a huge jump.
Volpe breaking for third, and Gonzalez on a freak mishap there as he fouled that ball off. A pitch rising up and in. It looks like it went off his face.
Yeah, it looked like it hit off close to his hands. Volpe was on the move, and with 2 strikes, he's swinging. And
so again, Gonzalez down after a pitch riding up and in. Off the barrel of the bat, not the barrel rather, but the handle of the bat. It looked like it ricocheted right into his face underneath his helmet. We'll see what happens here.
Now, this is what you definitely don't want to see for the last game of spring.
Ooh, looked like it was right on his right cheekbone. Tough one there for Gonzalez. And you see the reaction, even the catcher noticing exactly what happened. Aaron Boone seeing exactly what happened, so they brought out the cart. He'll come out of the game.
Did that get him in the eye? I mean, you mentioned
like he got him right under,
close,
maybe right cheekbone or the orbital bone there. Yeah, that did not look good.
That was a 2-seam fastball. It just kept riding in, and Gonzalez already committed with the swing.
Well, that's tough for Gonzalez because he had a very 2-game series, and as you said, Nelly, has had a very good spring, opening some eyes for the Yankees in terms of what to do and considering outfield depth if and when that time comes.
Yeah, 25 years old, has a lot of power, pretty good in the outfield.
Almost looked like that swing became a defensive mode swing, just trying to and get some applause from the fans there as he is now standing up. And you look at the end result, and actually, I'm going to say guardedly, fortunately, his right cheek looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's just underneath that eye, yeah.
Oscar Gonzalez will leave the game, get some more medical attention, as Aaron Boone and the Yankees will have to make a change with the at-bat ongoing. Gonzalez fouled that ball off, so there's a 1-2 count. And again, a nice round of applause from the 20,000-plus fans at the stadium in Mexico City. It's good to see him up. It's good to see that he's not really needing to hold anything over that right eye. It's always a positive sign. And they will substitute Cole Gabrielson in for Oscar Gonzalez as he comes up with a 1-2 count and 2 away here in the top of the second. And a pitch away from Leal, 2-2. And Leal sneaks one across the outside part of the plate, so it's a strikeout. Yankees leave a runner stranded. Gonzalez seems okay. We'll be back after this.
Hey Google, take me to Lookout Point.
Okay, navigating to Lookout Point.
Get this low-mileage lease on this 2024 Cadillac Lyriq all-wheel drive tech for around $569 per month.
This spring is the perfect time to get away with a great deal on your favorite Hyundai model. All backed by America's best warranty, plus 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. Add more joy to your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get in and get away now before these deals are gone. Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month or get 0% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash. Hurry, offers end soon.
Greetings happen.
Hi, cutie.
The best night of the week happens.
We are having taco night.
Dance parties happen.
Hey.
Yeah, that's not good happens.
Hey, put that down.
Big moments happen.
I got into UC Davis.
Home happens. Be there with Ring. Learn more at ring.com.
I check my Medicare statements monthly. To report Medicare fraud, contact the Senior Medicare Patrol in your state.
Suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of official jerseys, caps, T-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Yankees at MLBshop.com. You saw the beautiful sunset in Mexico City. The beautiful stadium built by the owner, Alfredo Harpelú. Great facade hanging over the seats for most of the stadium there. 2-hour time difference, Nelly. They started this game at 6 o'clock in Mexico City, and that's why the sun is just setting there as Anthony Volpe handles that pop here in the second, 1 away.
Yeah, we were told that they do not have Daylight savings.
Correct.
Think that'll ever go away?
It's supposed to. I guess we have to wait and see. And
what do you like better, fall back, spring ahead?
I like spring ahead.
Yeah, I do too.
I love the longer days. And I'm not a farmer, so it doesn't affect me.
Oh, no?
Yeah. Farming in my background, but not a farmer anymore. Ramon Flores is the hitter. The number 6 hitter for the Diablos. Cerna in with a high fastball, gets it in 1-1.
There isn't any land to till?
No, not much. Couple pots on the patio. That's about it.
Do they get watered, or
they get watered? That's about it. And then they wither and die, and we just replace them. 2-1 pitch. Another great change. Boy, you really are seeing why he's considered to have the best change in the Yankees organization. And Nelly, I'm going to repeat this. That's saying something for a guy that's 19 years old and has that kind of command of that pitch.
Yeah, it's a good circle change, and it's really impressive to have that kind of confidence, especially when he's behind. He's 3-2, and this is where a hitter, you've seen the other 4 guys ahead of him. Okay, he can throw his changeup in any part of the counts, and 3-2, you really can't get too comfortable and get in a fastball. You might get a changeup here.
One away here, bottom of the second, 3-2 pitch. He gets one in on the hands and fouls it away.
It's nice to have Trevino behind the plate, a veteran catcher also, to help out the 19-year-old.
Another 3-2 pitch.
Well, it looks to me that Flores is looking for that change. He's late on those 2 fastballs. The one in and then that one away.
Let's see what he does here. Goes fastball, misses, 1-out walk. So let's talk about that dynamic, Nelly. A young pitcher pitching to a veteran guy, a guy who a couple of years ago won a platinum glove. When you were a young player coming up, you went to camp, maybe you pitched to some veteran guys. What did that mean to you? What did that do to you?
It did intimidate you. I mean, you definitely wanted their and like their experience behind, because they help guide you through a hitter, guide you through an inning. You know, my first year, 1992, and actually he's going to do a little bit here in the S Network, was Dave Valley was my first catcher in the big leagues. And you know, you want someone to kind of jump you a little bit and get you going, and so you don't lose focus. A reliever's a little bit easier not to lose focus. Starter, you know, you have to try to guide him through as deep as you can in the game. But you trusted what he put down. I mean, you had confidence in what you wanted to throw and what you wanted to get guys out on and strike guys out on. But at the same time, maybe they see the hitter. They're right next to him. Maybe they had a better suggestion. And even throughout my career with Jorge Posada or Joe Girardi, I'd always tell them, I say, listen, I know what I want to throw. But sometimes you get in such a rhythm and you don't even start thinking. If you see that the hitter's looking for what I want to throw that pitch down again. Like if you call fastball and I shake, throw it down again, that I know you see something that I don't.
Ruiz goes down and lifts that one out to left field. Cabrera there, 2 away. Did you ever have a veteran catcher pull you aside and say, okay, Nelly, you really wanted that fastball there, and it didn't work out. Why did you want that pitch so bad?
Well, I blamed them. They put the wrong finger down. I would blame Flash all the time. I said, you did a heck of a job, but, man, sometimes you put the wrong finger down. And it was always their fault. It was never really about what I threw or if I missed the location. I think, you know what? That was the wrong finger to put down. I think I think players, and maybe nowadays as well, you always second guess yourself if you give up a hit or if you give up the game. You're like, should I have thrown something different? With Cerna and a lot of guys that throw changeups, they'll grip that changeup right away, and then they can, if they need to go to a fastball or a curveball, they can change in their glove. It's very hard, and you want to try to eliminate.
Briseño out to right field. And that is the right fielder, catching it. 3-0 Yankees as we head to the third.
This spring is the perfect time to get away with a great deal on your favorite Hyundai model. All backed by America's best warranty, plus 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. Add more joy to your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get in and get away now before these deals are gone. Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month or get 0% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash. Hurry, offers end soon.
Hey Google, take me to Lookout Point.
Okay, navigating to Lookout Point.
Current eligible non-GM lessees get this low-mileage lease on this 2024 Cadillac XT4 Luxury for around $399 per month. Visit your local Cadillac dealer today.
Go to autismspeaks.org/win. Yep, that job too.
We had a little conversation a few days before with Karim Garcia, Mexican player, Karim Garcia.
Oh, yeah.
He used to be your teammate, and actually, we talked with him. And
Who is Karim Garcia?
No, because actually he told us that he was in the lineup when you get that home run against the Red Sox on the ALCS.
Yeah.
So he told us that if it was his turn, maybe he today will be the manager of the Yankees instead of you. So what would be your message to Karim?
I love playing with Karim. I was only there with him for a few months, but he was a really good teammate and a really important part of that team that year. And I'm sure if I wouldn't have hit it, I'm sure he was coming up next to do it. So I haven't seen him in a while. Hope he's doing well. But he was a really good teammate. He'll be here today. Yeah, it'd be good to see him. I'll let him manage today, maybe.
So maybe, Nelly, the message to Karim Garcia was, it's good to hear about you, great player, but I'm glad I'm manager of the Yankees right now. Not you. Sorry, pal.
Keep dreaming there, Karim. Yeah, I was there that year, 2003. I came over from Seattle and played with Booney and Karim Garcia those last few months of the season, all the way into the World Series.
3-0 Yankees lead it. Jose Trevino leading things off here in the top of the third.
Karim always, I would see him on occasion during the playoffs. He did a lot of media or worked for the media for the Mexican media. Still looks the same. He was always like a heavy set guy. Good left-handed hitter.
Two-one pitch to Trevino. And Leal misses 3-1. Jose Trevino lifting one out to right. Pirela loses it in the lights. Let's see how far Trevino can get. He's going to end up at third base. Pirela, all kinds of problems in seeing that pitch, and Trevino's on with a lead-off triple, courtesy of Pirela and right.
Well, we saw the sunset earlier before this inning started, and that twilight, the ball probably got lost in the twilight. It was it was a routine fly ball to right field. There you see right away, and I'm sure Trevino picked that up. Good heads-up base running, and just to continue on to third. A lot of guys will drop their head thinking, okay, that's a routine fly ball, and you wind up with a single.
J.C. Escarra, a chance to knock him in, and he does. First pitch swinging, base hit to center. Trevino's in, and the Yankees lead it 4-0. Taking advantage of that break with Trevino in the leadoff triple.
Yeah, and that's good heads-up base running. Just continuing to run, seeing that Pirela lost the ball. Just try to get as far as you can, and that was a triple, and then you get a first pitch fastball up with the infield in.
You know, the amazing thing about Perella out there, he was looking for help from the center fielder, Ornelas, as if the ball was going to fall between them, and then it fell about 25 feet to his left. So really struggling with the lights, and as you said, probably the twilight out there. Here's Kevin Smith, an RBI single in the first inning when the Yankees pushed 3 runs across. And I'm sure Aaron Boone delivering that message. You might not make the opening day roster, but be ready because you never know when we might need you. That's been a message to a lot of the young players in the Yankees farm system.
No, because you never start the season with 26 guys. You never finish with the same 26.
Right.
You know, pitchers, you have 5 starters, and usually you're going 10, 11, 12 starters at some point by the time the year ends. Position players the same way. There's always injuries during the season.
Kevin Smith rips one into left field. A base hit that'll push Escarra to second. So Kevin Smith 2 for 2 in this game.
Well, Smith, real nice job staying back on this breaking ball there. You see just hung up in the zone. Pulls it to the left side in the left field for a base hit.
Yankees hitters doing a great job tonight. Again, 9 batters in that first inning. Left a runner stranded in the second, and now a run across and 2 runners on, nobody out. Fastball into Jordan Groshans. Groshans walking in his first at bat. Fouls that one away, 0-2. Chopper to short. They'll try and turn 2. Not a chance. Groshans too fast, so the runner advances to third. They get the out at second, 1 away. Runners at first and third.
That was a nice turn. There's a breaking ball on the outside part. It just hit off the front of that plate, so it was going to be tough to try to turn 2. Gamboa, maybe a little changeup over to the second baseman, Sepulveda.
Brings up the number 9 hitter, Nelson Medina. And a throw over to first. And Groshans gets back in time. So what is the feeling for a young player who's playing in this final exhibition game? It certainly means something to them, but they know they're going back to their farm team, whichever level that's going to be. Is it a good feeling knowing you're going to get back in your routine as a pro ball player, or is there a bit of a melancholy feeling?
No, you're good. You're happy about getting the opportunity and being able to go to Mexico.
Play at the plate, and they got Escarra. That was a nice play by Leal, who flipped to the catcher, Briseño, for out number 2. Escarra cut down at the plate.
With Briseño, you watch where he is. This is a breaking ball. We'll check swing. He's out in front of the plate. You got to still give him that lane. And you wonder, did he tag Escarra on the shoulder, or did he get in there? I'm sure that's one of those plays that during the regular season, it might go back to New York to get reviewed.
Yeah, it looked like he might have got that left hand in there, but Escarra is out, so 2 away as we go back to the top of the order, and Anthony Volpe's third at bat. A strikeout and a walk so far for Volpe.
I think to your point, these guys are happy to be in this situation, to go to Mexico and be a part of the team. And it'll just still continue to open up eyes, even though you'll get sent back to either to A-ball, AA, or AAA. And like you mentioned earlier, you never know when Aaron Boone and the Yankees need him at the big league level.
Volpe, chopper, third baseman, strong throw. What a play by Arias right there to get the speedy Volpe at first base. Yanks out another, leading it 4-0.
Hey Google, take me to Lookout Point.
Okay, navigating to Lookout Point.
Get this low-mileage lease on this 2024 Cadillac Lyriq all-wheel drive tech for around $569 per month.
Think fake cosmetics are tested and safe? Think again. Think that medicine you can buy off social media is high quality? Think again. Counterfeits are made in unsafe conditions, potentially using hazardous and even lethal ingredients that could harm you and others. Each year, billions of dollars worth of counterfeit products are sold in the U.S. I smell big crime. Think about it. If you don't know where the products came from, how could you know where the money goes? You're smart. Buy smart. Go for real.
I have sickle cell. I've had lots and lots of blood transfusions over my lifetime. I'm most grateful that people are willing to go out there and take their time, their blood, and give me new life.
Visit linkedbylovetv.org to learn more about kidney disease, transplantation, and prevention. Get the facts, get checked, and get healthy.
Fans, check out a brand new edition of the Curtain Call podcast as Joe Girardi joins John J. Filippelli and Justin Shackle to break down the state of the Yankees heading into opening day, including a spotlight on Juan Soto. Listen now wherever you get your podcasts. We're in the bottom of the third in Mexico City. The Angel of Independence in Mexico City on display there with the blue lights around it. The number 9 hitter, Juan Carlos Gamboa, leading things off here against Luis Serna. And the 19-year-old Mexican native played rookie ball for the Yankees last year. Has looked very good. Thrown just 30 pitches heading into the third here.
Yeah, I'd like to see him go that second time around the lineup, you know, knowing that these hitters figure out that Serna, that his out pitch or his pitch to get back in the count is his changeup.
Gamboa, chopper through the left side, leadoff base hit here in the third. Almost looked like he anticipated that one.
Yeah, it was one of the few breaking balls that we've seen Serna throw. It basically been fastball, changeup. And you see it's a curveball. It's supposed to be away, and it was away. Nice job by Gamboa going the other way with it.
Flash noted this yesterday. You see how fast that infield is? That ball really skitters off the grass and gets through in a hurry. Carlos Sepulveda as the Diablos go back to the top of the order. Serna drops in a change to start things off 0-1.
Yeah, this is where you'll see that I want to see how he goes about these guys the second time around and how Trevino calls the pitches. And a lot of times when he's gotten behind the count, he's gotten back in with that changeup. You know, as he matures and goes through the minor league system, you'll get hitters that'll just sit on that change. I know I'm going to get it, and I'm just going to sit on it because I'm going to probably get it 2 or 3 times in an at-bat. And that's when you got to prove that you can throw your fastball to both sides of the plate and also that breaking pitch.
Yeah, Trevino tried to just bring that one down a little into the strike zone. Didn't work. 2-1. Cerna checking on Gamboa. 4-0 game here, bottom of the third. Yankees offense has done a nice job so far against the Diablos pitchers.
Now you see the first base umpire, Aaron Higgins, he held up that number 2. So they're playing Major League rules as far as they might not have the pitch clock, but the disengagements, they're still doing everything that in a Major League season.
2-1 pitch, little bunt laid down by Sepulveda. That'll do the job, advances the runner first and second, nobody out here. Gets the crowd into it. Is playing a little small ball. The Diablos setting it up first and second.
Now he was behind the count, Cerna was 2-1, and what did he try to do? He tried to get back in with that changeup, and it's a good one, but when it's up in the zone, it's a little bit easier to do something with, and that was a nice job by Sepulveda. You watch his changeup, and it's up, so it's a little bit easier to bunt. And Groshans, the third baseman, was playing more towards the shortstop side. Tough play either way on that bunt.
Well, Luis Cerna did a nice job against Robbie Cano in his first at bat, struck him out. So he's got that going for him. But now he's got to find a way to get a strikeout or an out or a ground ball with runners at first and second, nobody out here in the third.
And when you have a veteran hitter like Cano, it's been around so long, and he's saying, all right, he got me out with that changeup, and I'm going to go up there looking for it. He's going to give it to me, and I'm going to wait for it to be up in the zone. And like I mentioned, that's when you have to be able to spot the fastball. You have to be able to get the breaking ball over, especially the second time around. You got to understand that some of these veteran hitters, they'll know that you got them out with one pitch. That next at-bat, they're going to look for that pitch.
Fastball away, 1-0. Well, Cano was 3 for 4 in the opener yesterday, helping the Diablos to a 4-3 win over the Yankees. One-0 pitch, misses up, 2-0.
Now this is where Cerna has used that changeup to get back into the count, and you got to watch out for Cano. He may look for that pitch. This might be a good idea to either throw a sinker away or try to get back with that breaking ball.
Misses there, 3-0. That's just an over grip on a two-seamer right there.
Yeah, you open up a little bit, overthrow it. Instead of stay closed and get on top of that sinking fastball, that sinking two-seamer.
3-0 pitch to Cano. Runners at first and second. Nobody out for the Diablos. And he drops a changeup in there. Cano showing some patience there. That's a pitch he could have tattooed if he had wanted to. You throw that on 3-0, you throw it on 3-1?
You would think, but I think Cano's looking for it. You throw that again, you better be getting it down.
Seems like Trevino's setting up that way and goes fastball away and misses. And Cano with a walk to load the bases. And that will bring up Jose Pirela. And I'm going to dazzle you with a fact here, Nelly, from James Smythe. Pirela, as Yankees fans might remember, played 44 games with the Yanks in 2014 and 15. And he has a big moment in Yankees history. In Derek Jeter's final game at the stadium, it was tied in the bottom of the ninth. Jeter was coming up third. Pirela led off with a single. Antoine Richardson pinch ran for him, moved to second on Brett Gardner's bunt, and then Jeter came up and hit the walk-off single.
And I was there. I witnessed that.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice.
Thanks to James Smythe for that. So I didn't really dazzle you with the fact because, as I recounted the story, you were there. So
yeah, but I had to jar my memory a little bit. So it was dazzling. I remember Jeter's single, but I don't remember any of the other stuff.
Right. Didn't quite stand out as much as what Derek did. Bases loaded, nobody out. Luis Serna tried to wiggle his way out of a jam, and he's got that changeup that could do it as he's ahead of Pirela 0-2. Oh-2 pitch to Pirela. Another changeup, and he got a big strikeout there for Luis Serna on his big-time payoff pitch.
Well, Trevino, a heck of a job behind the plate, seeing how Pirela, really aggressive with bases loaded. Had a real bad swing at that changeup before, and then he throws this one right here. Watch how out in front Pirela is. That's just nasty. I mean, when you're throwing a changeup, it's probably coming in about 72, 75 miles an hour. Your fastball right now, hit 19 years old, maybe in the low 90s, 93, 94. To get that much differential between your fastball and changeup. You throw strikes with your fastball and you hit both sides of the plate, you could be unhittable.
This is Julian Ornelas. He struck out in the first inning. Bases loaded, one away. And Serna misses inside. And one thing I'm sure Trevino noticed from yesterday's game, too, Flash pointed this out, the fact that first pitch fastballs, Diablos are very aggressive on those pitches. So maybe it's better to go a little more off speed at times. Two-0 pitch. Misses inside 3-0. No place to put him. Pitch, bases loaded. And whistles a fastball in, 3-1. Misses with the changeup. Ornelas. The bases loaded walk, and it's a 4-1 game. Serna had so much success with that changeup, went back to it one more time. What do you think that conversation's about?
Yeah, he's telling them just to relax a little bit, and right now you're just giving him a breather and say, hey, just get ahead of this guy, and maybe a little sinker down and away, get a ground ball double play to get out of this, but mainly just settling him down. He's 19 years old. This is a big moment for him. Bases loaded. He wants to try to get out of this jam. Sometimes as a young pitcher, you start overthinking things. You know, that changeup, he never aimed the changeup before. He let it go and let the action happen. And that one, that 3-2 change, he just hung on a little bit too long. Maybe aimed it instead of letting it go and being nice and easy with your mechanics.
That was bullpen coach Mike Harkey acting as the pitching coach in Mexico City. So bases loaded, a run across, misses with a changeup there again to Diosbel Arias, who popped to short in his first at bat. Cerna trying to limit the damage. And Arias out to right. The ball can carry, but it carries foul. A little noisy, but that was it as it bounced into the stands.
Yeah, Arias got a fastball. He's ahead in the count, 1-0. If you're Cerny, you just got to say, hey, that's a long strike. That's all it is.
Right back to work, 1-1 pitch. Now, what is that? Just a little slider?
Slider.
Yep.
You know, and that's a pitch. It's probably his third best pitch. You know, as he gets older and he starts mastering 3 or 4 pitches, that's going to be a big pitch for him, especially it gets you off of that changeup.
Out to left field, ball flying. Gone into the bullpen, grand slam for Arias. And the Diablos, just like that, turn things around and take the 5-4 lead.
Well, Bob, you mentioned you and Flash saw how aggressive the Diablos is, and that's a changeup, and he was supposed to be down and away, and he did such a nice job of getting back in the count with that, and that just stayed up, and it was up and in. And Arias put a good swing on it, high altitude, humidor or not, that ball's going to carry, and that was a blast into that bullpen.
Yeah, that ball just hung up right in the wheelhouse of Arias. And now the Diablos have a 5-4 lead. Yankees will make a pitching change. We'll step aside for just a moment here in the 3rd inning. Stay with us.
It goes down in the field. With FanDuel, every night is a watch party. New customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets if you win. Bet all the stars with all your friends and tell them that they can get paid instantly. Only on FanDuel. New customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets if you win. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
Life is hard, but you guys have to work harder. Okay? No, I do not do it. My name is O'Neal Trinidad, and I want to live.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
We are back as the Diablos have just taken the lead in the bottom of the 3rd on a grand slam by Arias against Luis Cerna. The Yankees make a pitching change and bring in the right-hander Danny Watson.
Watson will side armor. Slider, fastball. You see how he comes into that stretch, how he's closed off to the hitter. And it was that second time around the lineup for Cerna. He did a great job in the first couple innings, and you can see what kind of special stuff he has. A great changeup, but it's getting ahead with the fastball. Everything comes off of the fastball. You got to show a hitter that you can hit both sides of the plate with your number one, and then you can throw that change. Even as good as a changeup as he has, you still have to show the hitter that you can get him out with something else, whether it's a breaking ball, spot the fastball, because you saw the second time the hitters were a little bit more patient. They got some pitches to hit, and they sat a little bit on that changeup.
Last season, Watson spent time with the Yankees in High A and Double A, and missing inside to Ramon Flores, 3-2. Crowd comes alive again. They certainly did when Arias hit the grand slam. And now trying to urge Flores on, and instead he takes that one, ricochets off his leg. He'll be on first base here with one away. Not the end result that Danny Watson wanted there.
You know, a lot of these young kids get an opportunity to pitch in a big league game. A lot of nerves going through, I'm sure, Cerna and definitely Watson. This is just a slider that his front shoulder opened up, and once you open up to a left-handed hitter, that's usually what happens. Little heat seeker right off the calf or the thigh.
Brings up Rio Ruiz, who flew out to left field in his first at bat. Watson missing away, 1-1. And missing away, 2-1. With that closed-off stance and the way he kind of slings it up there, what does that tell you when he's consistently missing away?
And that's what you just mentioned, a sling. He's slinging the ball. And even though that's closed off, that front shoulder, you know, he starts with a closed stance, but as he lifts that leg and starts drifting to the plate, that front shoulder just flies open. And you'll watch it. In order to hit the outside part of the plate and even throw a slider to a left-hander, you got to keep that front shoulder closed as well. Watch how this thing opens up, and he just wind up slinging the ball.
Well, he gets it past Ruiz to move the count full 3-2. Ruiz to second base. Nice play by Kevin Smith, and nice cover by Volpe there to just glove that ball as it was low and looked like it was in the dirt, but they get the out at second base, 2 away. Good defensive play by Smith, and then a good catch and attempted turn there by Volpe to get the out at first.
Yeah, it looked like Volpe picked the ball. You watch here, and Smith goes to his left. Nice job, and he rushes the throw, but good job by Volpe digging it out of the dirt and trying to complete the double play.
2 away now here in the bottom of the third. Jose Briseño is the 9th batter the Diablos send to the plate. Flew out to right field in his first at bat.
And when you're coming from that angle, like Watson is, a 3/4 angle, almost sidearm, when you open up that front shoulder, the ball flattens out.
Base hit, left field with 2 away. Runners at first and second for the Diablos.
And there's just a flat slider there, and you see how it really doesn't have any depth. And when he opens up and he gets underneath of that ball, whether it's a fastball, a two-seamer, or the slider, you keep the front shoulder closed, you should be able to get some really good sink on your two-seamer and a lot better bite with your slider. He's just getting underneath the ball instead of on top, and that's all because of that front shoulder's opening up.
Juan Carlos Gamboa led this inning off with a single, later scored, and he's up again, his second at bat of the inning as Watson misses up and in. It seems the way that Watson throws with that closed-off stance, it would be advantage for him against a right-handed hitter. Is that fair to say?
It should be nasty because you're coming right at him, and you're making the slider break even more away, and then the fastball should be boring in. But when you're underneath the ball, and you can see in this at-bat how that slider was it just went straight and almost had a little upshoot to it. And the fastball is almost like a four-seamer that it stays on the same plane. From that arm angle, you should be getting some good sink down and away to a lefty.
2 away, 1-1 pitch. Watson misses, 2-1.
And when you open up like that, you're just letting it go, and you're underneath, and you have no idea where it's going. You're just hoping it hits the strike zone somewhere.
Gamboa powers that one out to right. Gets under it, lets it fly. Second home run of the inning. This a 3-run shot. And the Diablos have put up an 8 spot here in the third inning and lead the Yankees 8-4.
Well, Gamboa got a fastball, got into a fastball count, and a lot of these Mexican players, they're veteran players, and they've been around a while, and they know when a pitcher can't get over his off speed, and Watson's had a hard time getting over that slider, and you can see that fastball from that angle. That two-seamer should have good action down and away to a lefty. When you're underneath, it just stays up. A lot easier for a hitter to hit the ball.
That's the kind of pitch that a young pitcher has to try and just be so careful with. Could have resulted in an out. The Yankees would have gotten out of the inning trailing just 5-4, but now they're down 8-4 as Carlos Sepulveda gets it at bat. He's 1 for 2 on the evening.
And it's not stuff. I mean, they have great stuff. I mean, he's got a good fastball. He's got a good slider, even a great changeup. It's just a lot of it's mechanics. Clean it up just a little bit.
Fouled away and into the seats. 2-2.
Anything positive or negative that goes on at the plate starts at the rubber.
Two pitch. Sepulveda held up on the swing, 3-2. And well struck to center field, but Medina right there, and that will do it. But the Diablos putting up 8 runs. They lead at 8-4 as we go to the 4th.
Self-inflicted gunshot, 14-year-old male.
Just tell me it's movement. He's not moving.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids right here in our own backyard are facing hunger every day? Without healthy food, it's harder to grow, to thrive, to feel their best.
The impact when children don't have enough to eat is tremendous because when you're hungry and your basic needs aren't being met, you cannot learn.
Every child deserves to be fed. This is a problem we know how to solve. Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Breakfast in the classroom contributes to kids being more focused, which leads to higher grades, and simply just their well-being.
Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
I could stand here and tell you if my prostate cancer wasn't caught early, I might not be alive today.
I could tell you that the cutting-edge research funded by the Prostate Cancer Foundation has helped patients live longer with less complications.
I could tell you all of this, but really, it's up to you.
It's your health.
It's your life.
Go to PCF.org for the help you need to navigate this disease. Go to PCF.org today.
Well, the Yankees played their final Grapefruit League game in Tampa today. Some of the storylines that come out of that one, Brian Cashman saying that DJ LeMahieu is expected to begin the season on the injured list with that bruised right foot. Anthony Rizzo did return to the lineup on Monday. Clayton Beeter and Nick Burdi expected to make the opening day roster in the bullpen. And Luis Gil, as we mentioned yesterday, Aaron Boone announcing him as the 5th starter. Jahmai Jones and Ben Rortvedt are in the mix for roster spots. Again, as you said, Nelly, those spots don't have to be finalized yet. So we'll see what develops over the course of the next 24, 48 hours.
Well, you look at Burdi and also Jahmai Jones, they're off the roster, so they would have to be added. So you have to get creative as far as somebody's going to have to be put on the 60-day. Rortvedt's out of options. You don't see clubs carry 3 catchers usually. So that would be an interesting move if the Yankees decide to go that direction.
Giancarlo Stanton's third at bat. He's flown out to center, nearly hit a home run and popped up to short. Big turn of events there in the bottom of the third as the Diablos score 8 runs. Stanton a chopper to third, 1 away. Well, it's all about when you're in spring training, maximizing opportunities when you get an invite to camp, and Clayton Beeter able to do that. And then Nick Burdi, impressed with that power arm of his, looked very sharp in this spring.
Yeah, a couple guys that got some opportunities that if we had some health with the staff of the Yankees, with Cole and also Canely not starting the season on the roster, gave guys like Burdi and Beeter a chance to make this team. They had really good springs. Beeter has been a starter through his minor league career. He's probably going to mix in with Weaver, especially with a lot of starters. Cortez did an interview today in the first game about starting opening day against Houston, and I think Meredith asked him about how many pitches does he expect to go, and he was saying about 80, 85, and so that could be 4 innings, it could be 5 innings. So you're going to need guys like Weaver and Beeter to give you multiple innings out of that bullpen.
2-0 pitch to Oswaldo Cabrera. And you've also got 7 straight games out of the gate, 4 against the Astros, 3 in Arizona.
And Cole was about the only guy that was probably going to leave spring close to 100 pitches. Yeah, Clark Schmidt today, he had outstanding outing. He only gave up 1 hit and 5 shutout. He threw 68 pitches. I think Stroman, in his 6 innings of work yesterday, threw about 78.
Pitcher for the Diablos is Jared LeKind. Three-2 pitch. And a chopper to second base. 2 away. Cabrera just getting on top of that one. Hits it to the second baseman, Sepulveda. And will bring up Cole Gabrielson, who took over for Oscar Gonzalez once he fouled that ball off his right cheekbone. And Gabrielson pops that one out to right field. Pirella is there, and that will do it. A 1-2-3 inning for the Diablos, and we head to the bottom of the fourth.
I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Playing in Yankee Stadium is the best thing that could ever happen to a ball player.
It's a huge honor to put this uniform on.
World champions. There it goes! Back on top. This is the Yankees being the Yankees.
Listen up, Nets world. Get into the action and lock in a 2024-25 Nets level membership. Members have it all, from exclusive events and behind-the-scenes access to discounts across merch and tickets. Not to mention the ticket flexibility in the first place, with round-the-clock management and seamless transfer to your squad. This is Brooklyn, and it's yours. Become a member today.
And as each warrior's needs evolve, Wounded Warrior Project is adapting to meet them.
Because when we pull together,
it's possible to go further than you ever imagined.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Well, we have mentioned that this trip by the Yankees to Mexico City is their first time back since 1968 when they played 4 exhibition games. Mickey Mantle playing prior to his final season of baseball in 1968. And again, some legendary Yankees there. He loved wearing that sombrero, you can tell by that picture. Joe Pepitone was there as well.
How about that?
And there were a lot of Diablos fans in attendance. And we've heard some of the older Diablos say this, that they can say they got to watch Mickey Mantle play prior to his final season. So the Yankees won 3 of 4 games, 2 games against the Rojos, which they went, the Diablos Rojos, in which they went 1-1. They won both games against the Tigres. And again, Mickey Mantle started all 4 games and homered in that series. Robinson Cano leading things off here in the 4th inning. New pitcher for the Yankees, Clayton Andrews.
You remember anything from that 1968 series? Do you recall?
I don't recall a lot. I was 4.5 years old. I think I was probably closer to Mexico City than you. I was in Los Angeles.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. I was in Baltimore.
But we're bringing it all back full circle. First time since 1968.
Well, in 1998, we landed in Tijuana, so we didn't play a game, but it was a really short 10-minute jaunt through the border to San Diego State. That was when the Yankees on occasion would go to different places at the end of spring training, play a couple exhibition games before they started the season.
So you played San Diego State in a couple games. Were there any future stars on that Aztecs team? Do you remember?
No, I don't. I don't know if Strasburg was there or not. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he was there in '98 or not. We had a plane. It was called Icelandic Air. It was like a sawed-off 747.
A sawed-off.
Oh, the 747 is like a real long, and it has a double-decker. This is like a shorter version, but it still had the double deck on it. And for some reason, I don't know if this is true, but some reason when it went from a foreign country, landed in Tampa, but couldn't land for maybe custom reasons, couldn't land back in the United States, another airport. They had to go to another foreign country. Well, Tijuana was the closest to San Diego, and that's where we landed.
Robbie Cano rolls over that one to second base, one away here in the fourth. So then you just hopped on a bus and went to San Diego.
Yeah, and then the adventure starts. Exactly. Hopped on a bus, maybe walked through the border. Real good breaking ball down and away. Cano hits off the end of the bat.
Well, Clayton Andrews and the Yanks trying to keep it right here in an 8-4 game. Diablos doing all their damage in the bottom of the third as they pushed across 8 runs, including 2 home runs, a grand slam, and a 3-run homer. Strike 2 to Perella. Perella fouls that one away. You notice the car horn a lot more when the Diablos are winning than when they're losing.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet there when they were down 4-0.
(0-2) pitch to Perella. Good breaking ball, swing and a miss. Trevino on to first, 2 away.
Is that over the loudspeaker, the car horn, or is that in the stands?
I think it's in the stands. And it certainly sounds like it's right by a field.
Yes.
Julian Ornelas comes up with 2 outs. Ornelas drew a walk and then scored in that 8-run third. First pitch swinging. Smith to first, and that will do it. Nice work by Andrews with a 1-2-3 bottom of the fourth.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Now, get 1.9% APR for 72 months on Ford F-150, only at your local Ford store.
Get all the Yankees action on the Yes app. Download now.
All hope springs eternal on opening day. This is a series that the Yankee fans have been waiting for. It is the beginning of a new baseball season.
If anyone knows the joy of rescuing animals, it's me. Just ask my rescues, who are all very important members of my family. Your life can also be forever changed by adopting a shelter pet. And it's not just about the happiness your pet gets from finding a loving home, but that which you'll get from bringing them into your life. The heroes at American Humane have been helping animals for more than 140 years. You can learn more at AmericanHumane.org.
Tomorrow night on Yes, don't miss a brand new episode of Forbes Sports Money as I'm joined by my colleague Michael Ozanian as we reveal the 2024 Major League Baseball team valuations, plus a discussion on the next NBA TV deal. That's tomorrow at 6:30 on Yes and the Yes app. It'll be immediately following the Michael K. Show simulcast on Yes. The prices of teams, Nelly, just keep going up.
It's incredible.
Yankees worth over $7.5 billion. So Ozzy will have all the valuations. Joined by Chris Bevilacqua to talk about the new NBA TV deals, what might happen with that whole Fox, Warner, Discovery, Disney, sports, whatever that's going to be.
Now, the Yankees, are they the most expensive franchise? Or,
they are number
worth
one.
The most out of any sport?
No, well, they usually battle with the Dallas Cowboys in terms of the four major pro sports for top dog. But the Yankees for years have been the top Major League Baseball valuation at a little over this year, $7.5 billion. J.C. Excuse me, that was a leadoff walk. By the way, an update on Oscar Gonzalez. He was treated for a right eye contusion by Dr. Carlos Smith, the Yankees team physician, and Dr. Elisa Saleme, the head physician assigned to this two-game series. He was taken to the hospital in Mexico City for further evaluation and testing, and further information will be provided as it becomes available. But it was good to see him get up and stand up, carted off the field, and looked to be in fairly good shape. So guardedly good news for Oscar Gonzalez.
Yeah, had a little smile on his face, and promising young man. A really good hitter, young, 25 years old. Right at the end of spring, and you have an injury, you never want that.
So that was Carlos Narvaez drawing the leadoff walk, and now J.C. Escarra is the batter. A walk and a single so far in this game. And looks at strike one. Escarra opposite way. Gap left center. No! The left fielder Flores makes a diving catch and chases the runner back to first. Nice defensive play. What a way.
That's a real tough play for the outfielders because you look at the swing and it looks like it's hit a lot harder than what it really was. And it's like a changeup coming out to the outfield. Flores did a great job breaking from left. Got a good jump on the ball. Takes away a base hit. There, we'll see it here. You watch the swing just off the end of the bat. There's a slider down. Great catch by Flores.
Well, that could have set the Yankees up as they look to rally from 4 runs down here in the 5th. Instead, it's one away, runner on first, and Kevin Smith the batter. Smith has a couple singles and a run batted in so far. Swing and a miss, 0-2. LeKine pitch up and gets Smith to swing through it 2 away.
What franchise in baseball is valued the least? Usually
it's near the bottom. It's the Kansas City Royals. I can pull that information for you. And the Miami Marlins. I'm going to do a little research right now.
All right. Dazzle me.
I have that somewhere.
Curveball was in the dirt. Wild pitch. Narvaez takes second with 2 outs.
It's your ball game. It's all you.
While you do the research,
I have it. The bottom 3 are the Kansas City Royals, the Oakland A's, and at the bottom is the Miami Marlins. Thank you, Michael Ozanian.
Well, that's going to be interesting with Oakland. This is the last year of their lease out.
Right. They've talked about being willing to play in a smaller stadium, a Salt Lake City, a Sacramento, perhaps, until they hope that they get their stadium built in Las Vegas.
Have you seen the pictures of that stadium?
Yes.
Oof.
And they're trying to build it for $1.5 billion, and it looks like it's going to cost more than $1.5 billion. It's a beautiful
2028, maybe?
Yeah.
And what I've heard is that if Oakland, if they decide to go out of the Bay Area, then I think they lose their TV rights. That they would have to, because of their contract, they have to stay in the Bay Area. So that might be a scenario that they wind up going over and playing at where the Giants play, and you always get a ball game there. Whenever the Giants are on the road, you have the A's.
I would think their schedule is already set, though. I mean, Major League Baseball has set the 2024 schedule. There would have to be some overlap between those two teams, though.
Yeah, but this would be for 25, which they probably they may have already as well. This is the last year that they can play in, what is it, Alameda?
Oakland, Alameda, well, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
A walk by Jordan Groshans. 2 on, 2 away. Bring up Nelson Medina with 2 outs. As long as we're having this conversation quickly, we should bring up the fact that Peter Angelos just passed away, so that will transfer full rights of the team to the new owner eventually, which is now in the process of being approved. And so a new ownership group, changing some things in Baltimore, and certainly the fortunes of that team have changed over the last couple of years.
Right, and it's good to see that they're staying in Baltimore. I know earlier, especially last year, there were thoughts that the new owners wanted to leave the city because their lease was up as well. And, you know, it's good to see that the Orioles are staying in Baltimore for a long time. I met Peter Angelos when I was growing up in Baltimore, and I was going through the minor leagues and still living in Baltimore.
Well, the Orioles have certainly made the American League East interesting with the way they've really come up and won the division last year. Got Corbin Burns this offseason to be their ace. So it's going to be very competitive for the Yankees and everybody else. As Narvaez steals third.
Yeah, the Orioles, a lot of great young talent. You know, the Blue Jays for a while was probably one of the most athletic teams in the division, and maybe the Orioles have taken that over. And don't sleep on Narvaez. Your catcher can run.
2-1 pitch to Medina. And it's in for a strike, 2-2.
Jackson Holliday, their top prospect with the Orioles, had a great spring. And he got optioned to AAA. I thought maybe he would have had a shot to make the team. What is he, 20?
Believe so, 20 years old, yeah. Got to think at some point this season he'll be up. 2-2 pitch. Little chopper. Going to be a tough play everywhere, and all the runners are safe. Runner scores 8-5. So the stolen base pays off for Narvaez as he scores and makes it an 8-5 game.
Now this is just a slider in on the hands of Medina, and a good pitch by LeKind. Just a bad break. I mean, it was so far up the third baseline, he couldn't even let it roll to see if it would go foul.
Grant Richardson with a chopper to second. He took over for Volpe. Now playing left field. Cabrera moved to short. Yankees get a run. It's 8-5. Head to the bottom of the fifth.
Win big while streaming the Nets with Pick and Play on the Yes app. Make your picks before tip-off and win up to $10,000.
What a move!
Yes, Pick and Play. It's the game within the game. Only on the Yes app.
Shelter pet. And it's not just about happiness your pet gets from finding a loving home, but that which you'll get from bringing them into your life. The heroes at American Humane have been helping animals for more than 140 years, whether it's rescuing animals caught in disasters, ensuring the safety of animal stars on the screen, or protecting our planet's endangered species. They go above and beyond to further their mission and make the world a kinder place for animals. Please consider adopting a shelter pet and support American Humane. You can learn more at AmericanHumane.org.
My dad, he's a double amputee, and he's one of my favorite people in the world. To me, a hero is someone who fights for our country and freedom. My dad is a hero. Homes for Our Troops built this house, and my dad can get through the wide doorways. He can reach anything.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post-9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
This is New York. When the action heats up, we know how to get loud. Fact is, we love our Yankees, and we never miss a single game on Yes.
Oh, yes!
Headlined by the captain, Aaron Judge, and the newest superstar, Juan Soto. This season, don't miss Yankees baseball on Yes and the Yes app.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Yankees trailing 8-5, bottom of the fifth. First pitch swinging from Diosbel Arias. One away. Arias had the grand slam to help jumpstart the Diablos to an 8-run third inning.
Nice job by Andrews so far through the first four hitters. This little sinker down and away.
I mentioned before the break, it is now Richardson in left field, and Cabrera's moved from left field to short. Anthony Volpe out of the game, and you were right. Got his 3 at-bats and took it to the house.
3 quick, too. 3 in the first 3 innings.
Yeah. Base knock right field with 1 away for Flores. Oh, look at that cap. Both the Yankees and the Diablos.
There you go.
Combined. Good marketing for this 2-game series. Rio Ruiz is the hitter, 0 for 2. First pitch swinging on a fastball, strike 1.
You ever been to Mexico City?
Not been to Mexico City. I've been to Mexico a couple times. I actually played when I was 19 years old, Nelly. Was in a Sunday league in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And we went down for a 4-day series that we played in the middle of the state, the middle of the country in Zacatecas, Mexico.
Really?
It was a blast. 2 doubleheaders. 2 games one day, 2 games the next day.
Bus down?
Flew into Tijuana and bus down the rest of the way. I'll never forget one of the parks we played in, the wall behind home plate, there wasn't a screen or a net. There was just a wall, hand plastered, and it had to be 25 feet behind the plate, and fans just sat on the wall.
And no screen.
Watched the game, no screen. And we all were sitting there going, what if a foul ball comes off one of the bats? And like, you know what, though? They were into it. They were ready for it. And thank goodness it didn't happen.
Especially after a few cervezas. Could be dangerous.
That could be very dangerous. One out, bottom of the fifth. 2-2 pitch. Misses up 3-2.
Maybe the screen idea behind home plate didn't reach Mexico back then.
May not have.
They have some good players on the other team.
Yeah, they actually did. We did win all 4 games. And a swing and a miss there by Ruiz for out number 2. Now, you never pitched in Mexico, but you did pitch in the winter leagues, right? In a couple places.
Puerto Rico in 91, went to Venezuela after my second year in the big leagues in 93, just for a month.
And was that your choice, or was the team saying, hey, team, right?
Yeah, back then it was an honor to go to winter ball, and when the team or your organization, both of them was when I was with the Mariners in Seattle, they came to say, hey, we want you to go to winter ball. In 91, I wasn't in the big leagues yet. I was in AA and AAA, and I was a closer. It was one of the first years that I closed, and I went to play in Bayamon, and you grow up and you learn how to pitch there, because most of the teams, they had a lot of big leaguers. You know, San Juan, they had both Alomars, they had Carlos Baerga, wow. You know, Edgar Martinez. I mean, you're pitching against big league guys, and you're in all. Bernie Williams was there, and you know, it was a great experience.
1-1 pitch, right into the corner as Richardson tracks it down. 1 run will score. 9-5. The Diablos lead it. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The runner just advancing to third. Briseño with a double.
This is just a slider from Andrews that just stays up in the zone. Briseño ropes it down, just stays fair by about 2 feet. And Karam's off of that wall. Richardson's had a hard time getting a hold of it. He was able to keep the runner from scoring. And Flores, he stayed at third.
Well, Clayton Andrews is saying, Bobby, don't get ahead of yourself. Let's keep it an 8-5 game. He's got runners at second and third with 2 away. And if he can get Juan Carlos Gamboa out here, no damage done. Gamboa, though, did damage in that third inning when he came up with a 3-run home run.
You know, Flash and I were talking earlier in the first game, and Flash played in Arecibo in '92 in Puerto Rico, and not just an honor, but the experience that you get as a young player. I mean, just like some of these Yankees coming over here and playing in this series, like Andrews and, you know, Watson, Cerna. I mean, the experience to be able to pitch against veteran players. You know, a lot of the guys in Mexico, most of them have never seen a big league field. But still to have this experience in front of the crowd. And this is how winter ball is as well. When you go to Puerto Rico or Venezuela, the crowds are like this. And you're an American, and it's tougher to play.
Is it more distracting because of the noise?
Well, you definitely don't want to get booed, because they love their homegrown players, and you're coming over to their country, their turf. And you better put on a good show. A lot of times back then, if you were an American, and because most of the teams only carried sometimes 4 or 5, and that was all they were allowed to, if you didn't do well, you were gone. I mean, they're shipping you out, and they're bringing in somebody else.
1-2 pitch. Andrews misses low. 2-2.
Jorge Posada was the second baseman on my team.
Oh, wow.
He didn't even catch.
Yep.
Pudge Rodriguez back then was the catcher for Bayamon, and Jorge's uncle Leo Posada, who I knew well through the Dodger organization, he was one of the instructors, and then Jorge was the second baseman back then.
And then he ended up near the end of his career. He played an inning at second base, right?
I think he threw about 100 miles an hour over. Who was playing first?
That's right.
Was it Swisher? I think.
Yeah.
Was playing first that game.
Two-two pitch coming up to Gamboa. Right back to Andrews. Broken bat on first, and that'll do it. So they strand a couple runners. 8-5 as we take it to the sixth.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. Innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org.
My dad, he's a double amputee, and he's one of my favorite people in the world. To me, a hero is someone who fights for our country and freedom. My dad is a hero. Homes for Our Troops built this house, and it's basically made for him. My dad can get through the wide doorways. When he is making our lunch, he can reach anything we need. He'll help me build tiny projects. Life is good here. Without Homes for Our Troops, we'd be living in a home that didn't have all these features that helped him.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives.
If they get a new house like this one, it'll help them do normal life. My dad's not just a hero, he's my hero.
Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
When I was 19 and I was going to shows, I was not thinking about permanent hearing loss. I wasn't thinking about tinnitus.
Sometimes my kids are having a conversation with me and that ringing starts in my ear. They're talking to me and I hear their voice, but I can't focus on what they're saying.
The audiologist, he told me that most of his clients are not old people. They're kids that have their earphones in.
I have a lot of regret about not protecting my ears sooner.
Protect your ears at all times, no matter what. It's not something you can get back.
We are back in the top half of the sixth inning with the Diablos. Are they dancing their way to an 8-5 lead? It didn't feel that way.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I mean, what is that?
Well, yesterday when we did the game, it was Elvis and Marilyn Monroe, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there.
Will they do bullfighting? Maybe?
That could be. All I know is that they might not be doing that if they don't have an 8-5 lead. I just ate it right there. Top of the sixth, new pitcher in for the Diablos. And a new hitter in for the Yankees, Jose Rojos. Adrian De Huerta is the new pitcher for the Diablos. De Horta, excuse me. 22 games last year for the Diablos, including 10 starts. Change up right there, and Rojos fouls it away, 2-2. So, Nelly, we know that some of these players are going to Houston. We know that the team that played in Tampa, a lot of those players flew to Houston on the charter. As you sit there tonight, you're a couple days away from the start of the regular season and the grind of spring training, the dog days of spring training as you get near the end, they're over. So you're sitting there, you're prepping. What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, you look at the way they're leaving spring training. In some sense, besides Cole, it's a huge loss, and LeMahieu as well. You stay pretty healthy. I mean, you're going to start with, Aaron Judge is starting. It was a good sign that Anthony Rizzo was back in the lineup. You get Volpe, you get Stanton out of the lineup. They had their 3 at-bats today. They're going to Houston. So pretty much offensively, besides LeMahieu, you're right on track. You probably would have liked to see Judge get more at-bats. I think he wound up maybe with, 30 for the spring. Pitching-wise, now that Cole went down, now everybody moved up. You had Clark Schmidt had a great outing. He's now your number 4 starter. I think right now everybody's happy that spring is over. For a reliever, it's always too long. I've heard some talk, a lot of talk shows on the radio. Oh, spring training, why even have it? And these guys, we want to start with a healthy team. You need spring. This isn't football. It's all about arm strength for the pitchers. It's all about the hitters getting their reps. For relievers, it's a little bit different because a lot of them are just going 1 inning, and you can work your way through a long spring, and you're ready probably 2 weeks before spring training actually is supposed to end. But for a hitter, you would like to see them get 50, 60 ABs, whether it's in a game or a big league game or a side field. You'd love the starters, to get up to about 90 to 100 pitches. Most cases now they're leaving with 80, 85.
Oswaldo Cabrera, the batter, after the leadoff walk to Rojos. Cabrera's walk, stolen base, a run in the first. He's 0 for 2.
What are your thoughts on how they're leaving camp and a tough stretch to start the season?
I think overall, as you said, the Cole news was not good, but the fact that you've got Judge, you were cautious, ready to go. Soto has looked very good. Volpe's in a good place going into year 2 as Cabrera hits out into second. 4-6-3 double play. And I think two of the big keys, really, Stanton in the way he swung the bat, and then Anthony Rizzo being healthy in the way he's seeing the ball, which is so important because he wasn't seeing it that way at the end of last season.
Yeah, and for these guys, I think they almost should have, well, I hope they have a chip on their shoulder. You can't be happy with the way the season ended last year. I mean, you're the New York Yankees. You expect to make the playoffs every single year, and once you get in, it's tough to get to the World Series. But the expectation is get to the World Series and win. And, to come out of spring, you should have a chip on your shoulder, say, hey, we're ready to get this thing started, and we want to get to the World Series.
Well, despite all the injuries last year, that team has the talent to know it was better than 82 and 80. I think that's kind of what I take away from what you said, and that you should at least be in the game for the playoffs and not finishing a season 82 and 80. So you could see why they would have that chip on their shoulder that we're better. We need to show that in 2024. 1-2 pitch. Gabrielson holds up 2-2.
And they have a good test right off the bat, or the first 10 games. You get Houston for 4. You have the Diamondbacks who were in the World Series, and they're better this year. And then you come home against the Blue Jays.
Two pitch. And a strike, and that will do it. A double play and a strikeout to end the 6th. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th with the Diablos up 8-5.
All hope springs eternal on opening day. This is a series that the Yankee fans have been waiting for. It is the beginning of a new baseball season.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. Innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions. Telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org.
Visit linkedbylovetv.org to learn more about kidney disease, transplantation, and prevention. Get the facts, get checked, and get healthy.
This is New York. When the action heats up, we know how to get loud. Fact is, we love our Yankees, and we never miss a single game on Yes.
Oh, yes!
Headlined by the captain, Aaron Judge, and the newest superstar, Juan Soto. This season, don't miss Yankees baseball on Yes and the Yes app.
The Diablos Rojos, widely considered the Yankees of Mexico, 16 Mexican League titles. Their stadium built in 2019 at an elevation of 7,300 feet, and we've seen a couple balls fly out tonight. 55-32 last season. They won their division but lost in the quarterfinals. Louis Tiant, Felix Millan, Fernando Rodney, some of the notable players in team history. And Nelly, in 1940, the franchise was founded. In 1942, they played a team called Industriales de Monterrey. And in one of those games, in a series, they rallied from 7 runs down. They were the Rojos at the time. They rallied from 7 runs down, and one of the team's players on the other team said, those guys play like devils. So the Rojos liked that, and they changed their name to the Diablos Rojos. Wow. At least that's folklore. That's what history tells us. Dennis Santana is the new pitcher for the Yankees here in the bottom of the 6th with the Diablos up 8-5. Facing the leadoff hitter Carlos Sepulveda, who singled and scored a run in 3 at-bats.
A real nice job from Andrews. 2 shutout innings, 2 hits, struck out a couple.
Swing and a miss by Sepulveda, 1-2.
Just full of information today, you are. Just dazzling everything.
Just trying to add layers, Nelly.
Values of sports franchises going back to 1968.
That was a bonus. That was a bonus addition to this game. Two-two pitch coming up from Santana to Sepulveda. And Sepulveda pulls that one foul.
Santana was vying for one of those slots in the bullpen. Went to Birdie and Beater. Santana not on the roster, would have had to been added. He's had a real nice spring.
That's a bit of a tough spot to be in too, Nelly, isn't it? If you're not on that 40-man, they really need to protect certain players, and you might have done everything you can do, but if there's not that spot available, teams have to make tough decisions.
Yeah, and he was also in a position where if they did add him, he was out of options. So if they would have sent him down, say Canely come back, or they had to make a move in the bullpen, they might have risked losing him, so that probably went into the decision as well.
Two-two pitch. Misses away, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Changeup misses down. Leadoff walk here in the 6th. So far, Yankees pitching has done a pretty good job against Robbie Cano. A strikeout. He did draw a walk in that 8-run third and scored, and then a ground out to second base in the 4th. See what Santana can do here.
And he's a guy, as the game goes on, the more at-bats he gets, he starts getting a little bit more aggressive. That second, that third time. Nice slider to lead him off there.
Oh, 1 pitch. Santana missing away 1-1. And from what we're seeing at the stadium, looks like the wave travels. We'll see if it comes around again as the 1-1 pitch from Santana is delivered. Feel like it's coming around again, Nelly.
It does.
There it is.
There it is.
The 2-1 pitch. And Cano lifts that out to shallow left. That's going to drop in for a base hit and ricochet off to the left. Sepulveda advancing to second base, and Cano's on with a single. First and second, nobody out.
Yeah, Sepulveda had to hold up just in case that ball was caught. It was a breaking ball, just jammed. Cano, wasn't a bad pitch. You see this slider in on the hands. Just looped it over Cabrera.
Sepulveda with some speed thought about going to third, but first and second in an 8-5 game, and Jose Pirela is up. First pitch swinging to third, steps on the bag, on to first. Double play. Ground ball, right side, nice play, that'll do it. So Dennis Santana getting through the 6th inning, no harm, no foul. Let's take it to the 7th.
The Community Food Bank of New Jersey is the state's largest anti-hunger organization. We work with our 800-plus community partners to supply them with the fresh food and resources they need to feed our hungry neighbors. We provide nutrition. We provide support. We provide opportunity. We can't do it without you. Go to cfbnj.org to join us today. That's cfbnj.org.
Half of young adults are at risk of hearing damage from loud sounds. So why is this happening? We know not to bake in the sun for hours and to get our eyes checked regularly. We buckle up to save lives. And we know that smoking kills. So do poor diet choices and poor life choices. But why are we so reckless with our hearing? We take hearing for granted. Hearing damage from loud sounds is permanent, but preventable. We take common sense steps for our health every day. Let's make hearing part of it. Wear earplugs. Turn it down. Give your ears a rest. Love your ears. Learn more at hearinghealthfoundation.org. Keep listening.
This is New York. When the action heats up, we know how to get loud. Fact is, we love our Yankees, and we never miss a single game on Yes.
Oh, yes.
Headlined by the captain, Aaron Judge, and the newest superstar, Juan Soto. This season, don't miss Yankees baseball on Yes and the Yes app.
Hey, fans, last season's Aaron Judge number 62 bobblehead giveaway that was rained out has been rescheduled for Saturday, April 20th. So come see the Yankees take on the Rays, and the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive an Aaron Judge number 62 bobblehead, the second of a two-part collectible set courtesy of TikTok. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. Nelly, you pair that with the Roger Maris 61 bobblehead, the interlocking base. Got yourself a keepsake.
Do you have the Roger Maris one?
I do not. Do you?
No. So the Aaron Judge is without the first one.
What we do have is one away here in the top half of the seventh inning, as Narvaez lifts one out to center field.
You need the first one to complete the set.
Well, if you get out to the stadium this year, which you will, you might want to just kind of look around the booth a little bit. Could be some hiding in there.
Put one in the back pocket.
Mm-hmm. That's what your backpack's for, right? I mean, you carry research and a laptop.
They only check it on the way in.
J.C. Escara is the hitter. A walk, a single, and a line out to left field. Would you like to be the guy in charge of the horn?
I was about to say, is there any way we cut the wires on that one?
Escara. Little ground ball to third. Arias can't handle it. He's aboard with a one-out single.
If that is coming from the stands, how about the people sitting in front of you?
Ooh, yeah. Well, if they're season ticket holders, they're used to it, I guess. Or they bring earplugs or headphones. Again, trouble for Arias there to try and get that ball. So Escara's on board first, his third time on base tonight. That brings up Kevin Smith. Smith a couple singles and a strikeout.
The one nice thing about this game with the Diablos Rojos, they don't make any changes besides pitchers.
Yep.
There's no substitutions. The position players are playing all nine.
That was pretty much the trend in the opener yesterday as well. Getting ready for their season. They want to get their at-bats in.
That probably starts this weekend. I think the minor league season starts this weekend.
One pitch to Smith, misses low, 2-1. Then you've got the NCAA tournament going on. A lot of stuff starting to happen. End of the NBA regular season. The playoffs will start soon there. Two-one pitch. Hits the top of the zone, 2-2.
The NCAA tournament was always a big time, a fun time in spring training. They must have moved that or backed that down too, because I could remember that the Final Four was right around the start of the season. Like that Monday, that final game was usually your third game of the year, or maybe sometimes the first game of the year.
Right.
Guys pulling teams out of the hat, filling out the brackets.
Are you in right from the jump, or do you sort of
when I played?
Watching? Yeah.
Oh, but now I watch. I love it. You know, I've always watched some of the ACC teams growing up in Maryland, being a big Terp fan back when they were in the ACC. You know, Duke, Carolina. I like it. I think it's a fun time. A lot of surprising teams. What was it? The 22 million brackets were filled out, and then after the second day, zero perfect ones.
Thank you, Oakland.
Exactly.
Right? 2-2 pitch to Kevin Smith. Little pop up to second base. 2 away.
You into it?
I do get into it. I don't get crazy right from the first set of games, but once they start getting whittled down to the quarterfinals and semifinals, totally into it. Because then the storylines have sorted themselves out. I'm kind of, it's almost like when you have NFL Red Zone, you're catching some of the moments when they're about to score. I like to jump in at games when it's a great game, you know, a 15 and, what is it, a 15-2 matchup, or where there could be an upset. It's always great to flip on those games and see what might happen. As they get Escara hung out to dry at first base. And they leave Groshin standing at the plate. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th in Mexico City.
This is star power right here.
The stadium up for grabs. New season, new reasons to say yes. What a home run for Soto.
No doubt about it.
Yes to the ultimate experience.
Goodness gracious.
Yes to new ways to stream live.
So much fun to watch.
Wow. Yes to in-game live stats.
Hey, check him out. There it goes. See ya.
To winning prizes.
The Yankees mashing.
And more ways to earn rewards.
You can't make this up.
Yankees doing it all.
With expert analysis.
He's getting unbelievable movement.
And insights from those who have earned their pinstripe.
Judge crushes one.
That's what I love to do.
Yes to new faces.
And familiar friends.
Looking forward to coming back.
Yes to more wins.
A shutout for Garrett Cole. Grand slam for the kid.
Across all your devices. All in one place.
Yes.
Get all the Yankees action on the Yes app. Download now.
New Yorkers are tough and work hard. Respect to those working or retired from hard jobs, living on a fixed income. Because making ends meet can be hard, but paying your energy bill shouldn't be. New York State and New York State Utilities have partnered to build New York Energy Advisor, a one-stop site to find programs and resources that lower your energy costs. It's quick, it's easy.
And then it's done.
Go to energyadvisor.ny.gov today.
Nelly, let's go back in time again to March 18th, 1968, the first of 2 games between the Yankees and the Diablos. And the Diablos won the opener 5-3. You see the box score there. But then the Yankees turned it around and won the second game with Mickey Mantle in that game hitting a home run. And they won that game handily 9-1. They went on to win 2 more games against the Tigres.
Horace Clark, Joe Pepitone.
Everybody got hits in that game. So again, first trip back since 1968. The gentleman in the middle is the owner of the Diablos, Alfredo Harpelú. He also founded the Baseball Academy that has produced numerous major leaguers. 69 players right now are in major league organizations in pro ball that are out of that academy.
What do you think, the most famous Fernando Valenzuela?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's fair to say. Diosbel Arias leading things off. Grand slam in this game. This one, though, a shot to third, and Groshans guns him down, 1 away. We gave some of the numbers yesterday when I was working with John Flaherty in his 6 All-Star seasons in a row. Fernando Valenzuela averaged 256 innings a season. Dennis Santana in for a second inning of work as he faces Ramon Flores, who has a couple of hits in this game.
I think he may do some Spanish radio still with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah.
What a privilege of meeting him a few times. He was actually, I'm pretty sure, when I got drafted out of high school by the Dodgers, he was one of the pitchers over there. There in Vero Beach, where their spring training was, the minor leaguers and the big leaguers, you threw off the same mounts. I mean, you'd be throwing off. I'd be 17, 18 years old. Next thing you know, you look down the line, there's Fernando Valenzuela.
Wow. Always amazing that windup that he had when he kind of looked to the heavens, took his eyes off the hitter and everything, and then just brought it home. And, of course, threw that screwball so many times to just get hitters out. Flash talked yesterday when he caught him later in his career in San Diego, how he would just toy with hitters. He would go screwball, throw a little cutter in there, and then suddenly just, well, let me take that back. It was screwball, ball one, screwball, ball two, little cutter, and just get the guy to ground out or pop up.
Yeah, he was amazing to watch. He was a guy probably low 90s with his fastball. It wasn't overpowering, but, man, he could move it around all over the zone.
Fernando ready, and the strike two pitch is hit back to the box, dribbling to second. Samuel on the bag, throws to first, double play. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter at 10:17 in the evening of June the 29th, 1990. If you have a sombrero, throw it to the sky.
The incomparable Vin Scully with that call as Fernando threw that no-hitter, and there were so many great moments like that as Fernando Mania swept not only Los Angeles and the Dodgers fan base, but all of Major League Baseball.
Everywhere.
Santana gets two quick outs here in the seventh inning, and now behind 2-0 to Rio Ruiz. And a little chopper back to the mound. Santana waves off Narvaez. And did he pull him off the bag? He certainly did. As you see, Cabrera has now moved over to first base, but Santana off the mark. So it's an E1 for Santana. 17 seasons for Fernando. 11 with the Dodgers, the National League Cy Young winner and Rookie of the Year in 1981. 11 complete games that year, 8 shutouts, a 6-time All-Star, and, of course, he helped the Dodgers win the 1981 World Series. See, and he's still looking up. He's not looking at the hitter.
No. And I guess as a hitter, when you're watching the pitcher and all of a sudden he doesn't even pay attention to you, he's looking to the sky, that can't be too fun.
Santana helps erase that mistake by getting the ground ball. Let's take it to the 8th. Yanks down 8-5.
It's going to feel like home. It's going to be electric.
This is the Yankees flexing their muscles.
I think he's just going to elevate everybody in that lineup.
He has the right demeanor to pitch in the Bronx.
When you play in New York, the expectation is to win a championship.
This is the Yankees being the Yankees.
Listen up, Nets World. Get into the action and lock in a 2024-25 Nets level membership. Members have it all, from exclusive events and behind-the-scenes access to discounts across merch and tickets. Not to mention the ticket flexibility in the first place, with round-the-clock management and seamless transfer to your squad. This is Brooklyn, and it's yours. Become a member today.
Some days are just better than others.
I
think you should go talk to someone.
It's not that easy.
Have you been thinking about suicide? You can talk to me, Dad.
When disaster strikes, no matter where and when, cash is best. Those in crisis are able to decide where that money goes. It's easily exchanged and received across borders, and nobody knows the needs of a community in crisis better than the people within it. With cash, help goes exactly where it's needed, when it's needed. Ultimately, cash creates choice. And when it comes to what we should send to communities in need, our choice is simple.
We're back at the top of the 8th. The Diablos leading the Yankees 8-5. As Mexico has put in another new pitcher. Daniel Masaki is the new pitcher. Yankees able to rally in yesterday's ballgame for 3 runs in the 9th inning and make a game of it before they fell 4-3. They'd like to put up some runs here late this game. Jordan Groshans will lead things off. He was left standing in the batter's box when J.C. Escarra was picked off to end the top of the 7th.
Did we just hear the Mexican version of the Achy Breaky Heart?
That may have actually been it, right? Does Billy Ray Cyrus get a royalty?
I guess.
Groshans is 0 for 1. And Masaki misses up and in. Native of Japan, pitching for the Diablos. Okay, you hear in the background.
Yeah,
let's go Yankees.
Let's go Yankees.
Definitely some Yankees fans there.
The car horn helping it out. Well, that'll wake you up behind the plate.
Yep. 1-1 pitch. Good breaking ball, but misses. 2-1. Was I just not paying attention? Masaki, there's a little flare on the bill of that cap.
Yeah, all of them have it on there. The little design on the
that
left side.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't have that yesterday?
Maybe they did. Maybe I'm just not.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. It's the horn is distracting
The horn is
just killing me.
Crushing the brain cells.
2-2 pitch to Groshans. Masaki peppers the inside corner, got him one away.
Good tight slider from Masaki on the inside corner.
And that'll bring up Nelson Medina. He's got a hit and 3 at-bats. Good breaking ball from Masaki. Drops in 0-2. And the pitch 1-2. So, Nelly, let me ask you this. We were talking a little more about the start for the Yankees. 4 games in Houston, 3 in Arizona before you come home. Not an easy road, but that's the schedule, and you're up for the challenge, obviously, if you're the Yankees. But did you ever go into seasons thinking either the schedule's tough for those first 7 or 10, or, oh, this looks like it's going to be easy for us to get off to a hot start?
You know, it's funny because I think that we went into it saying that we were the toughest team to play.
Right. Okay.
You know, wherever we went, we felt, all right, you know, you're the ones that have it tough when we come into your stadium, or you're coming into Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, I guess some of those teams you were on, even if you were playing a top-tier team, would have been like, well, you're good, but you're not us.
Right, and it always seemed like we started on the West Coast.
Medina's aboard with one away.
That might go down as a base hit. That was a hard shot down the third baseline. It is a hanging breaking ball from Misaki. You see where it's supposed to be away, stayed out over. Yeah, this is going to be a base hit. Nice job by Arias just to keep it in front of him and make that throw. But it always seemed like we made that West Coast trip, like we, you know, then before Interleague, and even when Interleague was introduced, we'd always start either in Anaheim, then Oakland, Seattle, or, you know, and we'd always go out there twice during the year, and that would be a combination of a road trip, and then we would come home. We always, at the end of spring, usually went somewhere. I think we opened up Minute Maid Park one time, went to Houston, played a couple games, went out to San Francisco once. I mentioned 98 where we went to San Diego State, and then started in Anaheim that season. That year in 98, we were 0-4 to start the year.
1-0 pitch to Grant Richardson. Turned things around in a hurry, though, in that 98 season.
Yeah, we didn't get the first win until we went to Oakland. We lost the first game and then won the second one there. And that kind of looks like Kareem Garcia. I'm not sure.
Right.
But it looked like him.
We do know he's in attendance if you just happen to join us. Aaron Boone was asked about that. Teammate with Kareem Garcia back in 2003 for a few months.
And hopefully these guys feel the same way going into Houston, saying, you know what, we're the tougher team. You know, that's what you want that attitude to be.
Misaki misses away, 2-2. Well, we've talked about this as a theme this spring, but how formidable is that 2-3 punch of Soto and Judge?
Oh, it's huge. And, you know, just having Soto at the top of the lineup, he's such a great hitter. And, you know, look how many pitches he takes per at-bat. You know, it's a handful for a pitcher.
Richardson, a base hit. First and second for the Yanks, one away.
And Anthony Rizzo, right behind those guys, and the spring that he had, you know, that's great to see. And then him back in the lineup today. You have Torres that really had a good spring. You have Volpe in that lineup, Stanton. The length of the Yankees offense, again, if they stay healthy, it's going to be dangerous for an opposing pitcher to try to navigate 1 through 9. You know, if you walk Soto, you got to deal with Judge. You know, it's never easy.
Then you've got Rizzo, probably Torres. Stanton doesn't mind being in that 6-hole because they're going to be run-scoring opportunities wherever I bat.
I think it takes a lot of pressure off of him. I mean, you got guys ahead of him that he doesn't have to be that guy in the lineup. I mean, you have Verdugo in there. That was a great trade. You know, he's going to be a great player for the Yankees. You know, the toughest part, and it always happens, you know, spring training when a lot of the bench players are getting regular at-bats. They're used to getting 3-4 at-bats or 3 at-bats a spring training game, and all of a sudden you go into the season like a Grisham's, they're all of a sudden a bench player. They don't get it. They got to bide their time. What are they playing? Maybe one time a week or 2 times a week. All of a sudden, that everyday opportunity you had in spring is cut back.
Jose Rojas, the batter, 2 on, 1 away. Here in the 8th, as the Yanks trying to make a little bit of noise and close the gap, down 3.
Rather Grisham. And even the catching situation with Wells and Trevino. I mean, you're used to catching every day, whether it's 3 innings, 5 innings, whatever it is. You're getting 3 or 4 at-bats. Now you're probably in a platoon situation.
Oh-1 pitch. Rojas pulls that foul. 0-2.
I know with Joe Torre, that was the toughest part for him is once the season starts, how do I get these guys in the game? He always had a set lineup, and you very rarely change. It's okay, I got to get some of these guys some at-bats. They were so used to it. If I leave them on the bench, they all of a sudden become stale. When the National League didn't have the DH, it was easy that way because you knew that these guys, the bench players, were going to wind up pitch hitting for the pitcher at some point.
Rojas swing and a miss, 2 away. How much did your teams benefit from having those veteran players there, though, who were willing to accept that role? Maybe were former full-time players, but willing to accept that secondary role.
Yeah, Joe Torre was such a great communicator, and I remember hearing with Tim Raines and Darryl Strawberry. I mean, probably would have started on any other team, but going to the Yankees and even Cecil Fielder, they knew their role. They knew that, hey, I'm not going to play every day. And I got to figure out how to become a really good bench player when my number's called that I can produce. And they were great with it. They were, hey, I'm on the Yankees. I got an opportunity to go to the World Series every year. Whatever I can do, I will do. And that was coming off the bench.
Jesus Rodriguez is pinch hitting for Oswaldo Cabrera. Two on, 2 out here in the top of the 8th. Pitch coming up from Misaki. Misses 3-0. Gabrielson on deck. 3-0 pitch coming up to Jesus Rodriguez. And Misaki misses and loads the bases. So the Yankees not going quietly. Put together some good at-bats here on the top of the 8th. Couple hits and a walk. Loaded the bases with 2 outs. And Cole Gabrielson, the batter. Got to focus through the car horn. Let Misaki make his mistakes. He walked the previous batter. He's behind 1-0. And Misaki drops a breaking ball in there, 1-1.
You excited about getting it going? Opening day, big show?
Yeah, I mean, it's always great with Flash and Jack in the studio. Hour and a half pregame. Opening ceremonies, obviously, the introductions, that sort of thing.
The home opener, you guys will be down in the stadium?
Home opener will be at the stadium. Yep. And then you get in the routine, Nelly, just like you did when you were a player, and now you do as a broadcaster. 1-2 pitch coming up to Gabrielson as the Yanks trying to do some damage. Timeout called. Then you just jump on that hamster wheel
and don't look back.
Or running. No,
it's Groundhog Day every day.
One-two pitch. Gabrielson swing and a miss, and Misaki gets out of a jam, leaves the bases loaded as we go to the bottom of the eighth.
Win big while streaming the Nets with Pick and Play on the Yes app. Make your picks before tip-off and win up to $10,000.
What a move!
Yes, Pick and Play. It's the game within the game, only on the Yes app.
Diversity. Plants, animals, and ecosystems. It connects us and sustains us. But nature's biodiversity is at risk now more than ever before. And our own future is at stake. So ask yourself, how can you contribute to protecting all life on our planet? Because the future is in our hands.
When you see all the people who work at Shriners Hospitals for Children, you might see everyday people just doing their job. But to me and other kids, they aren't just receptionists, therapists, or doctors. They're superheroes. But these superheroes are only able to help all of us kids because of the support of people just like you who empower their abilities so we get the care we need to live our lives like super kids.
Because of people like you, I can play the violin.
I can play piano. And I can walk. Please go to loveshriners.org right away. Help us be superheroes too.
Great to have you back with us. The game between the Yankees and the Diablos in Mexico City. Diablos lead at 8-5, bottom of the eighth. Bob Lorenz and Jeff Nelson with you all evening long as the Diablos rallied for 8 runs in the third inning to take the lead. And that is Kareem Garcia, former major leaguer, former Yankee, on hand. Said he was going to be in attendance tonight. And he's getting a lot of love from the locals. Anthony Misevich takes over and starts off by facing the number 9 hitter, Juan Carlos Gamboa. Misevich missing, 2-0. The gift from Gamboa swings at a 2-0 pitch up in the zone, grounds it out, 1 away.
It's time for the speed-up rules, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Time for some outs.
Time for some swing and some contact, or ground ball, or a swing and a miss. But the fans are getting their money's worth. There's no doubt about that. With the Diablos scoring 8 runs in that third inning and chance to sweep a 2-game series from the Yankees in this exhibition series. Moises Castillo, we do have a substitution now as Castillo takes over for Sepulveda. As I watch Misevich here, there's a little something funky about his delivery, right? Maybe the way he either protects the ball or hides it, or a little bit of a short arm kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just, watch his delivery, watch his head as it goes towards the third base. A lot of times you'll see pitchers that you want them to stay in some way straight up. That head goes to the third base side and down, and sometimes you'll have a difficult time throwing strikes with that.
Two-two pitch. And did he go? Castillo was kind of walking away like, yeah, maybe I did, but.
That's a good slider down and in. Could have went either way, maybe. A good angle right there. Looks like he didn't go.
Crowd amped up again. 3-2 pitch coming up with one away here in the bottom of the eighth. And a foul ball, and Castillo stays alive. Oh, was a strikeout. Thought he got a little bit of wood on that one, but he did not. So a strikeout, 2 away.
Got another good slider in the dirt. Nice job by Navarez keeping it in front of him.
Now, Moises Gutierrez is the pitch hitter for Robbie Cano. The Savage looking for a 1-2-3 eighth inning here, and then turn it back over to the Yankees offense for a potential rally in the ninth. That's a funky little pitch right there.
It is. Good curveball. He's got a fastball, curveball, slider. Also throws a little change. There's another curveball in on the hands.
Quickly ahead of Gutierrez, 0-2. Ground ball left side. On to first, and that'll do it. So a 1-2-3, bottom of the eighth. Let's go to the top of the ninth. Last shot for the Yanks to get something going.
Springs eternal on opening day. This is a series that the Yankee fans have been waiting for. It is the beginning of a new baseball season.
Diversity is in our nature. It is in nature, too. Biodiversity. It connects us and sustains us. But nature's biodiversity is at risk more than ever before, and the future of all life is in our hands. So what will you do? Love it or lose it?
1 in 6 black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime.
But when it's caught early, it's highly treatable.
For more than 30 years, PCF has funded cutting-edge research. Go to pcf.org/knowyourrisk to learn more about prostate cancer.
It's your life.
This is New York. When the action heats up, we know how to get loud. Fact is, we love our Yankees, and we never miss a single game on Yes.
Oh, yes!
Headlined by the captain, Aaron Judge, and the newest superstar, Juan Soto. This season, don't miss Yankees baseball on Yes and the Yes app.
As we head to the top half of the ninth inning, here's your game summary. The Diablos leading the Yankees 8-5, though the Yankees have out-hit the Diablos 10-9. 2 big home runs, a grand slam, and a 3-run shot. And that 8-run bottom of the third has propelled the Diablos to this lead. Jose Trevino, a nice closing performance to the exhibition season, 2 for 2 with a double, a triple, and 2 runs batted in. And overall, what we saw from the 19-year-old Luis Serna was good until he gave up that grand slam, Nelly, but he looked very good and showed off that changeup.
He did the first time around the lineup. He looked really, really good. And in that second time, it's just an adjustment period, 19 years old. It's when he gave up those 8 runs, or those 5 runs, rather, in that third inning. But overall, did a really nice job. Andrews did a nice job out of the bullpen. Santana, both of them 2 shutout. Vasevich did a nice job the 1 inning. No hits, strikeout.
Yankees trying to rally from behind, down 3. Starting things off with Carlos Narvaez. You know, we mentioned things turning around, the health of Rizzo, the health of Stanton, and the way he's swinging the bat. We should also mention the health of Trevino, who wasn't around for a lot of games last year. But again, wrapping up his spring in a very good way as he heads into the regular season.
You know, Valdez from the Astros is a lefty. It'll be interesting to see where Aaron Boone goes as far as who starts behind the plate. You know, Austin Wells being a left-handed hitter. You have Trevino. You know, fortunately or unfortunately, but for Wells, I mean, that gave him a lot of time early in spring with Trevino being on the shelf and being able to catch Cole, Stroman, and you had, you know, Schmidt, a lot of the big starters, Rodon, getting used to these guys. That's the toughest part from a young catcher. I mean, Wells had a little time last year at the end of the year, but, you know, to be able to catch these guys, especially with Cole when he was healthy before he went down, and then Trevino coming back, getting in the mix, ending spring on a high note.
I was thinking that. I don't think it's crazy to look for that silver lining that Wells got some regular reps that might have propelled him to a better spring than he might have normally had. But it's never a bad thing for a young catcher, even though he got some experience doing that last year, to catch some of the big boys like Cole and Rodon.
Right. You know, Wells, everybody knows he can swing it, and it's all about behind the plate. How can he handle a staff, call a game, block the baseball, getting an opportunity early while Trevino was nursing his injury. I mean, that really helped him.
Again, the Yankees begin their regular season Thursday, 3 o'clock here on Yes and the Yes app against the Houston Astros. And between now and then, a few roster decisions to be made. Could Brian Cashman go the trade route somewhere, or pick up, as you said, a veteran who might not have latched on with another team? A lot of different options that could happen between now and then.
Yeah, a lot of changes could happen in these next couple days.
3-2 pitch to Narvaez. And he lays off and draws a leadoff walk here in the top of the ninth. Pinch hitting now, Jared Serna. Now, there was some debate about this. Is their relationship, are they cousins, he and Luis Serna? And from what we're understanding, there is not. Subject to change, Nelly, until we do more research. But
you've done such a great job of throwing great knowledge out, and now we're guessing at the end of the game.
Maybe he is a Mexican native from Guaymas, Mexico, but let's just say we got conflicting reports.
Just say they're related.
We're still doing research.
They're related until they're not.
They're brothers in the same organization. How about that? Fun little spot for Serna in his native Mexico to come up with a runner aboard. Yanks trying to make some noise here, down by 3 in the ninth. Hot shot left field, base hit for Cerna. Yanks keep it going. First and second, nobody out.
Yeah, he gets a fastball to hit right down the middle of the plate and ropes it to left field. Had a big smile on his face over at first.
And you've brought a lot of players to Mexico City for this 2-game series. You're going to flex that roster flexibility. That's what Aaron Boone is doing. Max Burt has come in to pinch hit with 2 on, nobody out. Looks at strike 1. "98 games last year between Double and Triple A. You saw the numbers on Burt. Home run power. Would love to get one elevated here in the elevation in Mexico City. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Ooh. Onraku get the benefit of that call. 3 pitches. Max Burt strikes out, 1 away.
Yeah, that might have been a makeup call from the first walk on Narvaez. A good slider, 3-2 slider, was called a ball. And this was probably off the plate. You watch where this pitch ended up. Probably about 3 or 4 inches outside.
So Burt not able to do the damage he would have liked to do. 1 away, runners at first and second, and Jordan Groshans is the hitter, 0 for 2 so far today. Onraku misses away, 1-0. It's got to be great for these young players, just trying to finish with a bang. Get something going. We know that yesterday, Yanks scored 3 in the 9th to make it a 4-3 game. They couldn't quite catch up. 3 in the 9th here. Potentially 1 swing of the bat here could tie the ball game up.
And a lot of these players, probably the first time they're playing 9.
Onraku drops a pitch in there. 1-2.
The horn's starting to die a little bit.
It is. Did he hold up? He did not. They checked for the first base umpire, rung him up, 2 away.
Yeah, he went just a little bit too far on that slider away.
So Onraku's taken advantage of the last 2 hitters of the outside part of the plate. Got 2 big strikeouts. Down to Nelson Medina with runners at first and second. Swinging a foul ball, 0-1. Oh, 0-1 pitch. Good take by Medina, 1-1. Medina just trying to string things along here. Is that a base hit to right field? That is not. Line drive. Thought it might drop and extend the Yankees in the inning, but that's your ball game. as Medina lines out to right, and the Yanks strand a couple and lose the second game of the series to the Diablos 8-5. We'll take a break and wrap things up on the backside right after this.
At this very moment, Doctors Without Borders is on the ground in communities around the world, delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most. Our teams are bandaging war-wounded patients caught in the crossfire in Sudan, providing clean drinking water in Haiti, and performing emergency C-sections in Yemen. Doctors Without Borders teams are in over 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving work is made possible by our movement of supporters, people like you who help our patients even when they're half a world away. At Doctors Without Borders, we won't stop working to bring our patients and their communities from crisis to care.
Your final from Mexico City. Well, those fireworks may be emblematic of what happened in the bottom of the third inning when the Diablos Rojos scored 8 runs powered by a grand slam and a 3-run home run to beat the Yankees 8-5, though the Yankees out-hit the